2 months.
I feel that pain, which is so upsetting because there's nothing exciting to talk about. If there was at least, like, Marvel games news in general, besides this terrible, terrible game, it's fun to talk about, but it's just not doing it.
And sadly,
Well, I was going to
no.
ask you to send me the picture of Scott Porter's tweet because I was going to do a video on that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I took a people took a screenshot of it because he deleted it, but then other news articles got it somehow because they were just quick to get a screenshot of it out of nowhere. But that was hilarious, and then he deleted after. I'm like, oh, Scott Porter.
And you didn't even tag him. That's the scary part.
Yes, so he just did it on his own volition, which is even more amazing, but also scary. Anyway,
Yeah.
we are here, everybody in the stream. What is up, everybody? How are you this fine Tuesday morning? I hope you're all doing okay. I'm just checking my phone audio really quick to see that if you can hear my audio. And Franco Greco, who I'm lucky enough to be joined by in this stream, fellow Spidey Squad member who is taking time out of his day to suffer with me while playing this game. And also Ghosty, another Spidey Squad member who does not have the game but will be cheering us on while we play.
I'll be watching this.
What? Oh, Magipool was up. We're talking about the Scott Porter tweet situation where he responded to my tweet about the Harry Osborn thing, but he deleted his post. I did a whole video on it, so you can check it out, which got a lot of attention, so thank you very much for all your support. But what is up, everybody? How are you doing today? Leave a like on the stream, share it if you would be so kind. Magipool, Gabriel B, GKP, Danielle Anzaldi, Carlos de Alvarado, Snapkey Plays, and a lot of other people hopefully joining as well. What is up, guys? Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for tuning in. And yes, fun fact, there are two things happening today. There is the, first, what we're doing today is the Marvel's Avengers Winter Soldier DLC. At first, I couldn't even tell where he is, but right there, he's in the bottom left corner of the screen, right where he belongs, because he's pretty much a clone of Black Widow and Captain America, which is why he's right next to them. So the developers knew that, so they just made sure that that was exactly what he is. And Gotham Knights also has a brand new free update for a 4-player co-op heroic assault mode where you can team up with 3 of your other friends, because the game was usually 2-player co-op. Now it's 4-player co-op in a mode, and it's pretty much the Mega Hive. It's just the Mega Hive in Avengers, but with the Gotham Knights, except now you're trying to, I guess, either defeat or transfer Starro the Conqueror to like a safe location for the Justice League to get him, and then you fight his minions with a starfish Starro, alien mask that they're wearing. But it's just the same garbage. It's just the same enemies with a Starro mask, and that's it. They don't have any different attack types, any different whatever, moves. It's just Starro on enemies as like a visual difference, and it's just as bad as the game is. Don't play it. I've never, I was telling this to Franco and Ghosty before we started streaming, there are very few games that I've played in my life where I've wanted to actively return it. Like a game that I felt was so bad that I got so frustrated with it that I actually just genuinely wanted to eject it from my console and return it. And Gotham Knights was that game. I guess the other one that made me do that was The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and one of the other Assassin's Creeds. I don't remember which one. It wasn't Origins because I liked Origins. It might have been Unity because I was not a fan of Unity when it first came out. And then after they fixed everything, I'm like, this got a little bit better. But
I was gonna say Syndicate too, actually.
Syndicate I actually liked. I liked the main characters, and it was more polished than Unity was. But man, don't play Gotham Knights. Save your money. It's just so bad. It's also embarrassing that it took 7 years since Arkham Knight to Gotham Knights for them to release their next major DC game. That's like a AAA action-adventure game, because Injustice 2 exists, of course, but I'm talking about like the games that people want, your Spider-Mans, your Guardians of the Galaxies, your open-world action-adventure games, and then Gotham Knights just terrible. It just fails on every level imaginable. It's so bad. Let's see. Before we start, I'm just waiting for more people to join the party, of course. Leave a like again if you're in the stream. I would enjoy it, and I would very much appreciate it. I also highly apologize that I have not made a video in almost 2 weeks at this point, because I was enjoying Thanksgiving break, but in all honesty, there's just been zero news. Zero news for Marvel Spider-Man 2 or any DC game stuff that's worthwhile. Avengers just has Winter Soldier. It's the same awful game that you remember, just with another clone character of Captain America Black Widow. And another game, which I'm actually looking forward to, which I will live stream on Friday when it comes out, Marvel's Midnight Suns. I'm looking forward to it. I want it to just be Marvel's version of Persona 5, or just Persona in general. If it is, I'm going to be happy. But if the card system is whack and just the gameplay isn't that fun, then I will be honest about it in a review video. But not a lot of people have been really hyped for that game, which is why I haven't talked about it as much. Although I would live stream Persona 5 Royal, because that game's a masterpiece. But,
of course you would.
Another place. Let's see. Winter Soldier is in Marvel's Avengers, and we're here checking him out. Tune in to join the fun. Again, I've said this every single time. The PS5, for whatever reason, does not automatically tweet out things when you do that. The PS4 does, which is great. The PS5 does not, which is whack. And also the PS5 does not have themes. So double whack. Dynamic themes that you can add in the background for your console setup.
Maybe in the future update? Who knows?
By the time Marvel Spider-Man 2 is out, it better. Because I want a Venom-themed console with the Venom faceplate, with a Venom controller, all decked out, ready to go. That's what it's all about, baby. Okay, we waited for long enough. Again, thank you all for tuning into the stream. Is there over 50 people watching? Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, there is.
I know that's not a lot, but that is a lot to me, because all you guys are incredible for taking your time out of your day to watch me play this terrible game. But I'm doing it for you guys. So again, thank you. Magipool, Snapkey Plays, Magdypool, Gabriel CZ, Ravad, Somu Samba, Victor Benitez, Cambox0726 Spidey, The Ultimate Assassin Nathan23, CJ Proclaimed, Bullet Cruiser, and everyone else who's deciding to tune in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like the stream, share it as much as you possibly can. And I hope you guys like the title of the stream too. Winter has come. Winter Soldier is in Marvel's Avengers, and we're checking him out. Tune in to join the fun, but also just the title of the stream. Winter has come, because we're obviously in Westeros or something, just testing out Bucky.
We're obviously Game of Thrones fans.
Massive Game of Thrones fans, except I'm not, I mean, I like Game of Thrones a bit, but I'm not like the biggest diehard fan of it. I mean, it dropped off the last season, but House of the Dragon has been pretty good, so I will give them that. I've not seen that Lord of the Rings show, though, that came out as well.
No, yeah, same. That does not look good at all.
No. Is he here on the... Yeah, there he is. So he's in a random suit, which I did not choose. That's just his own little suit thing. Does he even have... Because last time they played the Spider-Man comic book cinematic in the game. And I think they did that for Jane Foster as well. But they're not doing that for Bucky. I guess we have maybe start a mission first.
Probably, yeah. But it looks like you're gonna have to unlock his, like...
He has? Yep, it is. Where's the one from the trailer that we?
You gotta do the one. You gotta do his mission chain in order to unlock his iconic suit.
Please tell me I don't have to unlock the challenge card. I'm gonna cry. And that's his in-universe canon Winter Soldier look with the domino mask, but this is the one that was in the trailer this whole time, is the maskless Winter Soldier. And no, guys, I'm sorry, I'm not going to buy the terrible, overpriced MCU cosmetics. First off, because I don't care about it as much. Second off, it just looks like the same version that you get in the game, minus some attachments, but that's just, it's the same thing. The mask looks cool, but I'm not going to get the astronaut suit, whatever the hell that is. The actual in-canon version, masked version of the Winter Soldier, who the hell is Bucky? That looks alright, but I don't care enough about the Winter Soldier to pay for it. These are all of his suits, by the way. We're just checking them out before we start. The White Wolf, that's an interesting look, I guess. Night Watch Bucky, so that's like, I'm assuming World War II Bucky. Gulag Bucky, which is, he has the Steve Rogers cut with his metal arm in a prison outfit. Okay. Suede Sands, olive and leather. Okay, more World War II looks. Bucky, just standard Bucky. So I guess that's his normal World War II sidekick look. And then Cabin Fever, that's totally just Steve Rogers. Like, they're not helping their argument when they say Winter Soldier's a new character when literally all of his skins just look like copies and pastes of Steve Rogers. So, normal outfit. Is this a prison outfit? Yep. Orange prison outfit. True blue. Bucky with a hat and shades and a jacket. And then just colors of the other suits. Okay. All of which are bad. Okay. Emotes. I got an emote before this just to add some more flair to Bucky. An apple a day. Throws an apple on a knife. And eats it, of course. Takedowns. Again, I hate the skins, how much they cost. Same with the takedowns. They have to pay for them. But I did it just for you guys. And he would also have one takedown throughout the entire time playing as him, which would be terrible. So I got all of his main, cosmetic takedowns for his kit, so we can check out how he plays. Whereas before, this would be his only takedown. A headbutt and a grenade. No, wait. I think it was another one. No, I had to pay for that one. Wrist control. This is the one, I think. I guess that's okay for a takedown, but you got to give him some variety. Otherwise, it's just going to be very, very repetitive when we play as him.
That's like paying for the animation takedowns in Spider-Man PS4 or Miles Morales.
Exactly. And then this is his nameplate, but I got another nameplate to customize him just a bit more. Is this one, the Winter Soldier 24. I like it because it has a little bit of cap shield. We have our suit. We have our artifacts, actually. We can equip an artifact. No, not that one. I want the Terrigen boost. Which, by the way, I've slowly had to, like, reprogram myself to figure out how this game plays because I've been playing God of War with where R1 and R2 are the main attack buttons, and then X is dodge, which really freaked me out at first. Like, why on earth would they make it X? But I stuck with it. I didn't remap the controls. I just played God of War Ragnarok how it was meant to be played. And now I'm going back. I played a little bit of this last night just to kind of get used to it again. And I was just like, oh my god, that's right. X is jump, circles dodge, squares light attack, triangles heavy attack. Because the game designer, the combat designer for God of War 1 in 2018, Vince Napoli, he worked on Marvel's Avengers. So that's why the combat feels similar. Senji, this game deserves to be buried. I could not agree with you more, buddy. Get this, just, after, I know, like, we're still waiting for Captain Marvel and the freaking Kree invasion, whatever. No. Just stop, please. Just, after Winter Soldier,
stop.
Just knock it off. Move on. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, baby. That's what we want. That's what everyone wants. And just, no. All right. So we're literally level 0, which is embarrassing. So what missions can we do? Here we go. Eastern Seaboard. It's a threat sector, so we can get more XP. Also, apparently, it's an XP bonus thing going on right now. So, if you're playing Marvel's Avengers right now as Winter Soldier, you can upgrade, which is hilarious, by the way, because you get triple XP right now from, I think it said November 29th, which is today, to December 15th, which is like a couple weeks. And during that time, you can get more XP to level up your characters. And Bucky, you know, he's a brand new character. He is fresh. He's level 0, level 1, so we're going to try and level him up quickly. So they're pretty much saying, listen, we know you want to play through this game as quickly as possible, so we will let you do that. So you can play this game for a lesser amount of time than what we want you to play it as. Oh yeah. So Spidey's on our team. We didn't even get testing with Bucky. We just got, unless we have to talk to someone on the Chimera, maybe. But who we have?
Oh, yeah, let me know when you're done. Let me know when you're done the mission, and then we'll team up together on the next one.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
No, it's all good.
Are you playing it too? I did not mean to do that. That was embarrassing. I just accidentally jumped in the water and killed myself. But I meant to jump on the truck to just run on top of the truck. What was I gonna say? Oh my God. The kits for the characters feel very similar to God of War because the main combat designer from God of War 1 worked on it. So I felt like, oh, this feels familiar with how playing in this game feels. But then I, go back to it and like, oh my God, I just want to play God of War. I'm waiting for Spider-Man, by the way, to make a joke about, wow, you have a metal arm? That's awesome, dude. I know he has a giant rifle on his back, but I want to do some normal shots. Or normal punches. Oh yeah, that's right. His assault ability is an airstrike, which is wild.
Oh god, I'm so used to God of War Ragnarok controls that I gotta get my head used to it.
After fighting King Rolf and Gná, it's like I can't even fight calmly in Spider-Man PS4, like just how fluid that combat system is. But then I'm used to let me call back the Leviathan axe, let me get my blades out, let me use the spear. Yeah, it's just so good, that game. Game of the year, by the way. I was almost saying Horizon Forbidden West was my pick for Game of the Year before God of War Ragnarok came out. And then God of War Ragnarok came out, I'm like, wow, I don't even... it's even crazier, and I brought this up on Twitter, that it is a cross-gen game, God of War Ragnarok, and Horizon Forbidden West. And remind you guys that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is a full PS5 next-gen exclusive. That is going to be incredible for what that means for the, visual quality and the graphical fidelity that the game will have. And, man, I just can't... a great example of that would be play Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, because that is also a PS5 exclusive. And if they do that for, Spider-Man 2, of course, and they just have, the visual quality be super lifelike, and the gameplay with the DualSense is gonna feel incredible. Man, I am ready for that. Yes.
And also what Scott Porter have said about on his tweet is that apparently they're going for a more photorealistic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which already is kind of giving a bit of leverage to if you guys remember the variant cover, which I also put in my recent video about that, for Peter Parker with Ben Jordan. He looks way better. It's not even an in-game model, it's just art, but if that's the direction they're going for Peter Parker's face model in the sequel, it looks 1,000 times better than the remastered version, because, shocker, he looks more like Ben Jordan in real life instead of the weird deep-fake Tom Holland that we got in the remaster. In my opinion, you guys can like it, and that's fine. I'm just talking about how graphically and visually more detailed he looks in that variant cover versus the remaster. I saw someone in the chat say, CJ proclaimed, the fact that you need to be 175 to do cloning labs is ridiculous. We know how hard it is just to get to 160 alone. That's ridiculous. Absolutely. I am in no way going to be grinding out my characters just to do the dumb cloning labs and to fight MODOK again. I forget how... I think my highest level character in this game is either Iron Man or Spider-Man, because I think they're either 150 or 170. But 175 to do the cloning lab, they're assuming that people would want to play the game for that long to just do the cloning lab. Who on earth would play the game that much? See, look, we're already level 3 because the triple XP is in effect. So we're already at level 3 as Winter Soldier, and we're just demolishing these guys just by spamming attacks. But see, again, his moveset is... I should probably talk more about Winter Soldier because we're playing as him. His moveset is literally just Captain America's moveset without the shield. Did you notice that? Like, the way on how he moves and his attacks operate is just how Steve moves if he didn't have the shield with him.
But also his traversal is basically Black Widow's grappling hook. Yeah.
And he has the wall run too, so it's just a clone. Again, does he double jump? No, he does not. He single jumps and he wall runs. So there you go. He wall runs, he single jumps, and he has weird moves.
And then he has Black Widow's invisibility.
How does that even make... His assault doesn't make sense, because what if you're fighting indoors? He's gonna call an airstrike indoors? Makes sense. Makes sense.
Which I actually, something I forgot to mention is that Spider-Man and Avengers is still exclusive to PlayStation 1 year later.
Yes. Wait, it came out November... around this time, I think.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
November 30th is exact. I remember exactly because I remember how stupid it was that they waited that long to release him. So yeah, by tomorrow it'll be a year since Spider-Man came out in Marvel's Avengers, and a year, I guess a couple days I did afterwards, but pretty much a year since I did that one video that got nearly like 5 million views.
Oh yeah.
I did like the Fortnite comparison of Spider-Man where his web swinging is better in Fortnite versus Avengers.
Yes.
That's embarrassing. Bucky has webs, lol, says Senji. Yeah, he can swing with his grapple hook. He has webs. Wow, the gun sounds terrible. Yeah, God Fiend 124. You are 1,000% correct. I brought this up since my review of Marvel's Avengers all the way back in 2020. This game has some of the worst sound design I've ever heard in any game. All the characters' weapons sound incredibly abysmal. They sound like they lack impact, especially with Thor's hammer and Cap's shield. They sound awful. And same with Spider-Man's web shooters. Just the whipping just does not sound like it's really strong or effective. It just sounds weak and lackluster and not, like a superhero should. Like, you want to feel like a superhero, where you also want to sound like a superhero when you fight too. And it's just not that great. Did that guy just die instantly? I think he did. Can I headshot this guy? It's so weird, because, Crystal Dynamics made this game, so this is their way of implementing, like, the Tomb Raider stuff into the game's combat with the shooting mechanics, and it just does not work. It does not feel smooth, it doesn't feel fun, the guns also lack impact, and it's just not a good time. I guess
it just sounds like a generic machine gun.
It does sound like a generic machine gun. Especially the worst offender is, well, I guess I also said Thor's hammer, but another one is Iron Man. His repulsors and his lasers just do not sound strong at all. Like, they sound like they're running on their last legs. If you notice, like, when he does his unibeam shot, and his, like, what is it? I guess the Hulkbuster sounds okay, but, like, the, oops, sorry if I hit the mic, what's it called? Well, the triple unibeam that you can do, where he shoots his repulsors and his main chest unibeam.
Yeah.
Not good at all, and just, it's really just odd how that was a design choice. It wasn't like they didn't get good programmers or designers to make this game, which I'm sure they did. I hope they did, but they intentionally wanted to make them sound like that. And it just does not work on a fundamental level. Where the hell are the other switches for this door? There's one on the wall here. I already shot that one. There's 4 of them. Where's the other one? Isn't there one here? Yeah. Okay. Were there 3 or 4 switches? I guess I got it. God, I hate this game. But, again, I'm not even kidding. I will live stream Marvel's Midnight Suns, which is the next major Marvel game coming out, which I'm looking forward to, because again, if it is like Marvel's version of Persona 5 or just Persona in general, which is what I've expecting this whole time. Like, they made XCOM for Axis, but what I'm seeing so far, it looks more similar to Persona than XCOM because of the whole team building, friendship status stuff. And I can already tell if the reviews come out for the game, which they haven't come out yet, which is weird because it comes out this Friday, that's never a good sign. If a game is reviewed like a couple days before it's launched, that's not a good sign. I don't know when I'm assuming maybe tomorrow the game's reviews will go live. I don't know, because it comes out Friday, so they only have like either tomorrow or Thursday to show them, or the day of, which is even worse. But like, the XCOM thing is fine, but if they do like Persona, like confidant building and team building, and you have to spend time with your friends and the other heroes in the Abbey, which is the headquarters of the game, versus just fighting enemies in the field, and people don't like that, then I will know that they've never played a Persona game in their life. Because that's
my game just crashed.
What Persona... Oh my god, it did? Oh no.
Yeah.
If you guys can't hear Franco, his game just crashed. That's insane. Someone said, Tyler Davis. What's up, Tyler? What's up, Evan? Do you think Spider-Man 2 will be at the Game Awards? I hope so. If anything, that's what I thought Tony Todd's tweet was referring to the other day, where we got no news from him, where he said, big creative news coming tomorrow, stay tuned. And of course, everyone thought it was Spider-Man. Plus, it didn't help that he retweeted someone's GIF of Venom from the trailer, which got everyone excited. But I wasn't expecting anything major because, if anything, I would think that an official announcement of like a PlayStation showcase or a news drop for the game would come from Insomniac or something, which it always does. But Tony was talking about just some other play. If anything, I thought he was going to possibly announce that he was going to present at the Game Awards or something. And then they would be like, well, wait, if Tony Todd's at the Game Awards, then he'll probably showcase a trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2 as well. And it's not a new thing that a PlayStation game has been revealed at the Game Awards. That's happened for Death Stranding with like a reveal trailer there, but that's because Jeff Keighley's really good friends with Hideo Kojima. But PlayStation has not had a showcase this year, which is insane. Because for whatever reason, they're just taking their sweet time, not showing anything. I guess because they feel confident enough that God of War Ragnarok came out and is now like the highest selling, fastest selling PlayStation exclusive of all time, which is insane. But also because they're still playing chicken with Microsoft with the Activision Blizzard deal, which is stupid and dumb, and it's just dumb gaming politics that we have to deal with, because it makes even less sense because, oh, if we were to show our games to Microsoft, this guy's just in a standard A pose, you gotta love that. This game's so broken. 2 years later, this game's still a broken mess. What was I saying? If the game God of War Ragnarok came out, which it did, and it got all the records and all the Game of the Year nominations, which it has, and Sony is so brain dead, they're like, well, wait, we have Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine development, I'm sure a bunch of other AAA PlayStation exclusives that we haven't revealed yet. But we can't show that because if we were to, it would just give Microsoft the leverage against us on their legal dispute with the CMA or whoever they're under investigation by. Like, they're stupid because the games already exist. Like, we know about like, if they were working on Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Marvel's Wolverine now, and we didn't know about them, then that's another thing. But we know that, like, Marvel Spider-Man 2 comes out next year. Marvel's Wolverine is in development. Horizon Forbidden West came out. God of War Ragnarok came out. I'm sure, again, like, they probably have more PlayStation exclusives in development. Forspoken is a PlayStation exclusive, is it?
I think it is, yeah. I
think something, like Hogwarts Legacy is not a PlayStation exclusive, but it has marketing ties to Sony. And
Final Fantasy 16 is like
Final
PlayStation.
Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, like all these games are coming. We know that they exist. The only thing that we haven't seen is just more footage of them. So they're acting like that these games don't exist to seem like they have the leverage against Microsoft, when in reality they're just being stupid because they're hiding away the biggest assets that are going to bring more customers to their platform. So, like, it'd be like if trying to think, like if Marvel made a movie, like another MCU film. Wakanda Forever just came out, right? Whatever the next one's, Ant-Man Quantumania, right? We know that's the next MCU film, or one of the next MCU films coming out. Ant-Man the Wasp, Quantumania. If they said that movie's in development, and then all their other Disney Plus shows are coming, whatever, but they didn't show a trailer for it, it's like, well, the movie comes out in like 6 months. You should still show something for it because it's coming out relatively soon. That's the same thing with Spider-Man. Like, they have a leverage here because Spider-Man will likely not release until fall of 2023 as its release window, which has happened for the previous games, Miles and the first game. September 7th typically, and then November 12th for Miles, which is pretty much close to winter, but it's still technically fall. So it'd be like, okay, Marvel Spider-Man 2 comes out, let's say October 2023. We get into 2023, it's already July. We still haven't seen anything. Just take this as an example. Wouldn't that be insane? Because you know that the game's coming out regardless. The only thing that we haven't seen is just gameplay of it. So you, as the consumer, need to make a logistical, informed, and financial decision of, like, if you see footage of a game or of a product that you think, you know what, that looks like it's worth my time to pre-order. That looks like it's worth my time to pay money in and invest in. And they're not doing that for their PlayStation games because they think that by playing coy and putting their tail between their legs, that's going to make them look more approachable to the Microsoft investors or the the legal investigators, when in reality they're just being ridiculously dumb. And that's my PlayStation rant for the day. All right, Franco, I'm sorry. I finished my match, and we can now play
it's all
together. Good. Were you playing while I was doing that?
Just leveling up, that's all. But no, I just finished.
Yeah, me too. Let me see. God, see already, 5 skill points as Bucky. So let me just get all of his... No, actually I want... Yeah, a square attack. Hold square. I don't know why that's not already a basic move. Stunning spray, sure. Intrinsic ability. Whatever. Does any of this even matter? Who cares? I hate this game, I'm sorry. Alright, so we got a sprint move. Hold R2 before performing the Russian punch to knife / enemies. Okay? I gotta remember that. Oh, square sprint attack, okay. Uppercut move. Okay. What else? We got... Oh, we had that already. That's the triangle move. Cycle to an alternate fire mode. Hold L2 to aim, but hold R2 to fire a continuous stream of bullets that decreases the accuracy. Okay? So like a rate of fire type thing. Reduce the amount of intrinsic meter depleted by 50%. Okay? Nice. And I got some gear. I got my suit still because I have to do... I didn't even see what the mission chain was. I was totally blanking on that. What do I have to do? Oh my god, I didn't even do it. Oh, see? I didn't even... Okay, so I do have to go back to the helicarrier. Alright, so let me go back really quick. So I do have to talk to Black Widow on the helicarrier to do some story stuff. Sorry guys, I did not see your other comments. Let's see. CG proclaimed, yes sir, Spider-Man PS5 next year. We need a trailer, Insomniac, especially another trailer for Wolverine. Yes, we do. Although, again, I've stated this several times, I think that we are not going to see Wolverine for a long time. We could probably get some news about it next year, but I am assuming that we will see it, like, release by 2024 at the earliest, but I'm still honestly assuming 2025. Which is going to be a long wait, and I know it sucks, but I think it'll be worth it because
there's a Bucky clone,
and we'll have a lot more Marvel goodness on the way. Because again, we also have the Black Panther game and Captain America. We have the Iron Man game. We have Midnight Suns. We have another game which I forgot was happening. Well, there's more EA games happening. Oh God, is this his cutscene? Yeah, here we go. So here's Bucky's cutscene. Which is weird, because he has a relationship with Black Widow, which is a little bit odd. And it's our boy Harry Osborn, Scott Porter voicing Bucky Barnes, by the way. Professor X599, since you and Brian Itar are best buds, can you call him to give us more info about Marvel's Spider-Man 2? I wish, Professor X599, I wish, buddy. I mean, I haven't even seen Brian tweet anything, if you guys have noticed on Twitter. He hasn't tweeted anything in, like, months. I think he only tweeted, he was, like, congratulating Sony Santa Monica for releasing God of War Ragnarok. But I loved her more than anything. Man, I do not think he's been that active because he has been busy. He has been occupied with Marvel Spider-Man 2, I bet. And I know, like, it's been a pain for us as fans to wait for news to come out, of course. Yeah, look, November 9th was the last time Brian Itar tweeted, "Congrats to my friends at Sony Santa Monica on the launch of God of War Ragnarok. Even after so many hours of playing the game, I continue to be in absolute awe of what you've accomplished. It's incredible." And then before that, he just retweeted some stuff. Another tweet related to God of War Ragnarok, like congratulating Sony Santa Monica in September. And then another tweet just saying, like, Amy Hennig is working on a Marvel game? That's awesome, you know, like... So he has been heads down working hard on Marvel Spider-Man 2. But again, and we love him for it. But you know, which makes me so excited because Brian has been so quiet. All the Insomniacs have been so quiet. Oh wait, cutscene with Black Widow and Bucky. Let's see what they say.
Hey. Making yourself at home?
Is that okay?
Of course. I'm just surprised you picked here.
Felt right, I guess.
Come by later and I'll show you around. But we should go find Steve. He wanted to talk to you.
Lead the way.
Okay. Someone said JoJo face Bucky. I'm crying. That's hilarious. He looks all right. I mean, I don't think it's like a Jason Todd situation in Gotham Knights where he looks absolutely atrocious, but they can't do Sebastian Stan, but they tried their best to do Sebastian Stan because that's what people know him from the most, is the MCU. Okay. Is there like a... Hold R2 before performing the final attack and heavy combo, increase the size of damage. What's this? Press triangle quickly after dodging to deliver a powerful uppercut. Yep, that sounds good. And stronger uppercut. Okay. This is another one. Press square quickly after dodging to do. I like the dodge moves. The dodge moves are actually handy.
Hello, I'm back again.
Ghosty's back, boys. My point, though, before we get more into the story, I was going to say, the reason why it's so good that Brian's been so quiet is because while it sucks that we haven't seen any marketing material for Marvel Spider-Man 2, Insomniac has had literally over a year of dead silence, just getting their heads down, working on the game. Can you imagine how good that must feel for the developers, that they don't have to worry about, marketing their game or worrying about showcasing the next big thing? Because, listen... Like, this is what Jim Ryan, the guy who's in charge of PlayStation, is probably thinking. He's like, listen, Insomniac, Bubala, you got the golden goose in your hands with Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine. You are fine because we got God of War Ragnarok coming out, and that's the main game we're marketing. So while we're doing that, you can have all the time in the world to just work on Spider-Man 2. You don't have to worry about mandates. You don't have to worry about marketing anything. You don't have to worry about reporting to PlayStation marketing executives. You can just work on the game and develop it as long as you can and just work on it without any hassle. I mean, I'm sure there's hassle because that's how game development works. But, they're not having, the head execs pester them, like, for the PlayStation showcase, where's Spider-Man 2? We got to see more Spider-Man 2, which obviously everyone wants to see more of it, but they're not, begging them to, promote the game as early as it needs to be because they're still working on it. I thought we just did interact with the music box. We have to do it again?
Bucky, it's good to have you back.
Okay.
Yeah, same. Like, I had to go back into the room to interact with the music box.
Why was it twice? That's weird.
But also on my screen, on the helicarrier, there were 2 Buckies.
Oh my god. Oh,
so,
man.
like,
that
it was like...
player?
No, it's acting like if I'm playing a different hero, and, like, Bucky's just chilling out on the helicarrier. I was still playing as Bucky.
It's his shadow clone.
I didn't know he went to the Hidden Leaf Village.
Yeah, he's training with Sasuke. He's training with Yuri Lowenthal because he's making sure that he can get to the what's the Ukatsuki? Is that their name?
The Hokage.
No. Like the group of the evil ninjas.
Oh yeah, the Akatsuki, yeah.
The Akatsuki. I also do Akatsuki. My God, I'm gonna get back to Naruto. It's so good.
You gotta let your inner dweeb out.
My inner weeb. By the way, I was gonna do this. I'm not even kidding. So you know how that one day people were freaking out that Twitter was gonna die because Elon Musk was, being an idiot.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, if this is my last day on Twitter, I'll just say, and then they just said like random stuff, like what you would say if this was your last words, like before we die, I just want to say I love you guys, like something like that. So I was tempted to say before Twitter dies, I just want to say Peter and Felicia Hardy is greater than Peter and Mary Jane, and I was also going to say Kasumi and Joker are canon in Persona 5 Royal. They're canon. No one can convince me
100%.
otherwise. Even though I love Haru, Kasumi all the way, and they cannot convince me otherwise. Kushu92, my boy Kushu. Brian is no longer allowed to say anything about Avengers because of some of his old tweets resurfacing. Crystal Dynamics pretty much banned him from speaking. So, for context, if you guys don't know what Kushu is talking about, he's talking about Brian Wagner, not Brian Intihar, where, yes, I did see those. And you could say, like, what is it? Like, if you're in a young kid making dumb tweets as, like, 18, 19 years old, I guess that's passable. He was in his 30s to 40s tweeting, like, racist stuff in, like, public forums. And it was whack. So, he got exposed, and people like really pissed off at him, rightfully so. But it's just like that's embarrassing. So it's like
they cancel him on Twitter.
they did cancel him on Twitter, and even they canceled him so much that Crystal Dynamics had to make a response. They said he does not speak for us, so he will no longer be a marketing exec, like a marketing. What is it? Like a person who is promoting the game publicly on their channels, right? So he said this stuff. He got exposed. Literally, like I've seen like the most stan of Avengers game fans turn on the game now because he said this. So it's pretty big. I saw someone else's comment. I'm sorry. Let me just go back. CG Proclaim, thank you, someone who agrees with me. Thank you, Evan. I've been saying that. Peter and Felicia are a better couple in the Marvel Spider-Man game, but they botched it. I mean in general, like comic Black Cat and Peter Parker together, fantastic. I mean, especially in like the 90s show where Felicia Hardy is pretty much a hybrid of Gwen Stacy and, Felicia Hardy, like her kind of back, like they gave a lot of, like Gwen Stacy was only in like the final episode of the 90s show and the, like the final finale series, like the Spider-Verse finale, right?
Yes.
That's like the alternate version of Gwen Stacy. But they incorporated a lot of Gwen Stacy's traits into that version of Felicia Hardy, and it's so good. But also, like, she's rich, she's wealthy, she has like this kind of good girl persona as Felicia Hardy, but then she's bad as Black Cat, or like, she's more feisty and more like free in a sense, but it's fantastic. And yeah, the Spectacular Spider-Man show did her a great job. I know it's kind of overlooked, but I really like the Amazing Spider-Man games portrayal of her. I think that's kind of a good version of Black Cat.
What about Shadows? Black Cat.
Oh my god. Yeah, Web of Shadows, Black Cat's top tier. Top tier. JP, our boy JP. Everyone go follow JP on Twitter. JP Money is the best. My boy Evan, mind if I hop in with all? Absolutely not. Go for it. If we can invite JP into the party, Franco, I would be very grateful for that.
Yes, just send us your username of your
PSN. Do we have JP's PSN name? His account?
No, let me ask him on the chat. If you
could type in your PSN username, JP, it'd be much appreciated.
Okay, let's do this.
What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find objectives. That's right. The objectives for Winter Soldier. What we gotta do now? Destroy 30 riot bots. Aim riot. So this is, by the way, as much story as we're gonna get for Bucky. He has no campaign like the War for Wakanda stuff. He has no heroic. What is it? Like the hero missions? He doesn't have any of that. He just has like the same thing with Spider-Man and Jane Foster Thor, which we didn't even finish to get his stupid suit. Did we get an audio log for him just now? Let me see.
Yeah, we did.
Might have. Where is it? James Bucky Buchanan Barnes Jr. Okay. And then Jane Foster's there. Spidey versus AIM. That was the main one for Spider-Man. Wakanda after. All right, so I'm going to be quiet. And this is the audio log for Bucky, the first one.
I don't know if these still work, but it was the only number I had off the top of my head. I've known cell phones. In the 40s, we knew everybody's number by heart. Now, based on the date this phone's shining at me, I'm missing about 2 years. You think that would stop bothering me after decades of lost time, but no. No. Still a kick in the gut. And if it makes you feel any better, Nat, you weren't gonna be my first call, but he's not around to pick up the phone, so it's gotta be you. It was kind of nice for a second, forgetting we live in a world without Captain America. And I remembered. They left me that. Whoever's pulling my strings sure has a sick sense of humor. Here's what I know. I'm not okay. I can hear the voices in my head and they're pretty much all speaking Russian. I'm definitely in an AIM facility. Those hexagons are hard to miss. And they have obviously reactivated me. I don't know how long I'll be in my right mind, so I'm sending you a location. The last place I remember. See if you can follow my footsteps from there. And, Nat, hurry.
Oh boy. Okay, Bucky. Well, good on Scott Porter for always bringing 110% to the roles that he's given, from Harry Osborn to Bucky Barnes to Heimdall.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Yep, Heimdall. But you have to see what he does in the game for it to be a spoiler. But my God, man. I mean, what did you think, Franco, when you were playing that sequence with Heimdall? When you were playing it, did you know that Scott Porter was playing him?
No, I didn't until you pointed it out.
Yeah. I think I heard it in the voice. I'm like, is that freaking Scott Porter? And it was. I'm like, my God. Because then when I checked that he was playing him, I was like, wow. Like, if that's going to be like a tease of what we can expect of him as Harry, game of the year for 2023. But then he's not. So that makes me even more curious of who is going to play Harry in.
I was going to say too.
Because they're not just changing the voice. They're not just changing the face of Harry like they did with Peter, but they're changing the voice. So this is even more of a issue, or just like a change than what they did with Peter, because Yuri Lowenthal and Najee Jeter are still playing Peter and Miles. It's just that they might look different in the sequel, but they got rid of Harry completely. They got rid of his face, and they got rid of his voice. So they're just like, let's start from scratch. It's like, wow, okay. That's not as bad, because Harry is... like in the Nickelodeon Gak tank. He's just floating there bald, in the slime. But he is not like a character in the game that we talk to, So that's not as big of a deal as like changing Peter Parker, So when they do this change, it's going to be interesting to see who they choose as the replacement for Harry. I would think... and it might just be because he plays him in the Disney XD show. Because I hate that show, but I don't hate the performances of certain character, and that character is Harry Osborn in the show, and the person who plays him is Max Middleman.
It's Max Middleman, yeah.
Max Middleman, my boy Max, who plays a lot of people, but mainly Ryuji from Persona 5, One Punch Man. He did someone else recently. I'm blanking. But he's a great voice actor. And if they get him for Harry, I would love to see him in that role. If they were to be like, you know what? We got to get someone to replace Scott. Let's just get another Harry Osborn in the mix. Let's make it Max. I think that's...
No, well... what would have had...
the party, if you guys can see, it's his... PSN name is all lowercase, one word, Ice Blaze 15. And he has a profile picture.
I did set him in, I did invite him to the party.
Okay, great.
Okay, so we ready to do the next mission?
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Yes. Maybe JP wants to join too in the party.
I did set him the
Okay, then I'll just do one by myself for now.
I am gonna do one more stupid, dumb threat sector to level up Bucky.
An elite AIM team is close by
if
on alert.
JP is wanting to, we can all do one giant team match together. What was
what level is your Bucky right now?
Anyone like? Why am I blanking on like some of his best roles? Because I really like Max Middleman as a voice actor.
All I know is he just plays Harry and then Ryuji.
Ryuji, Harry, One Punch Man.
Really?
There's a lot of other characters. I'm blanking on all of them for some reason, but I know he is fantastic in the role. Oh my God, I'm getting shot while I'm trying to shoot. That's just not fun at all. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to, because I think it might be a bit loud. This game.
He's also Ito in Genshin Impact.
Yes, yes he is. Arataki Ito, of course. And I play Genshin Impact. You know, okay, that's now I understand because I play Genshin Impact, but I don't have Ito because I wasn't able to pull for him when he came in. So that's why I don't remember him as Ito because I know he's not on my team. But he's great as Ito. He's so energetic and so great in like peppy roles, I'll say, but he's also like great when it comes to like serious roles too. Jesus Christ! Look at what Bucky's doing. He's just shooting. He's just emptying his gun into this robot. Why are they? The AI in this game is so terrible. I don't want you to punch him. I want you to do the tag team takedown with him.
See, like, I'm so used to God of War Ragnarok controls that I push L1 to block. And he used his ability.
And I was using square earlier to like have an assist or something, because that's what they use for Freya and Atreus, but they're not there anymore. They're not here. We got our dumb AI partners doing nothing of value instead.
Hey, it's yes.
Yeah. What's going, buddy? Oh, we're doing okay. Okay, JP. On a scale of 1 to 10, how upset are you to have to go back and play this game again? You're mad, you said? Oh my god. Yeah.
Is it your internet connection? That's why it's taking too long.
Very nice. I did not play Sonic Frontiers, but I've heard okay things. It's alright. Interesting. I think you guys can hear JP in the chat. I can hear him, but you are a little bit lower volume, JP. So maybe try increasing your mic a little bit, or maybe I can do that in the settings somehow. Oh, okay. But I can hear, well, I mean, of course, I can hear everybody in the party, but I think in the stream itself, I can hear Franco, I know, and I think Ghosty, but I don't know about JP, because there are settings you could check if you're, like, allowing your voice to be shared through a party app, because I think there's, like, a privacy setting, like, oh, we don't want my voice to be shared publicly. But
yeah, there is something like that for the app, because I'm seeing that he's actually
I guess I respect, because it's very privacy focused. I guess it's respectful with the player, but it's also like so annoying to like scatter through all the menus and settings and options for stuff like that. I just want to have my friends be heard. That's all I want. That's all I need in life. I need to do like the combo moves for Bucky, because he is whack when it comes to his moves. Because literally just Captain America. If you notice, it's just Captain America's moveset without his shield equipped. Like, look at it. Hold on. Do you see that punch? Hold on. Let me do a front shot with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's a slam. No, instead of like a shield slam, he just stabs you with a knife. This is just Captain America's moveset. And yeah, it took them, how long? Like almost a full year to release him since, like, last year? Well, like, we only this year, we've only gotten Jane Foster, Thor, and, yeah, but, like, I mean, like, since Spider-Man, like, that's the big last character in general, I guess. And then, yeah, we got Jane Foster, Thor, but then we got Bucky now, but it's just, like, my God, like, really?
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if the next character is She-Hulk.
I just don't want any new characters. Just stop. Just cancel the game. That's the next patch I want. The game servers shut down. Thank you, Square Enix. Or Crystal Dynamics, whoever's in charge of it now. Just make it stop, please, and I will be
imagine if the next character they add is Doctor Strange, bro.
The people who, like, if you like the game, it's fine, but the people who, like, actively support it and think it's a good game, I just can't understand you. I'm sorry. It's like, it's not, especially after when you get a game like Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, you tell me you want more of a game like Avengers than Guardians too, dude? Why? Why would you do that?
Especially considering that, actually, only a few days ago, Guardians of the Galaxy actually got Guardians of the Galaxy actually nominated, and actually
for a Grammy,
because it's the best game ever. And
it actually
shout out to Steve Spacek.
Yes, the Star-Lord band is the bop of the century. That album, God, I go back and forth like which song is my favorite. Is it Space Riders with No Names? Is it Ghost? Is it We're Here? Is it The
Zero to
Darkness
Hero?
Inside? Oh my God, it's all of them is the answer to that question because they're all fantastic.
And they actually reached 8 million players or something like that.
Yes, they did.
Like,
Here we go,
which
tag
is-
team with Spidey. What does this look like? I would love to see if Bucky was actually visible. What the hell? He was just invisible that whole time. Great. Nice. I didn't even realize this whole time we had Black Widow on our team. So that's thematically accurate.
So, have you guys seen any of the MCU movies and shows that came out this year?
Okay, so I didn't talk about it on Twitter because I just thought I wouldn't have anything of value to say about it, which I don't, because I'm more of a gamer than an MCU, I'm more of a gamer than a film consumer, right? But I saw Wakanda Forever, and I thought it was fine. But I was never in the camp. I'm still not. I'm not in this group of like, we need Black Panther too, and I'm like, no, Chadwick is gone. I still feel like it's distasteful to make a movie of Black Panther without the Black Panther in it. I get it because Shuri becomes Black Panther in the comics, and if they're doing the movie, I feel like they did it respectful enough to Chadwick's legacy. But I've never been a fan of, like, I don't need a sequel. I never needed a Black Panther 2. We don't need a Black Panther 2. Stop. And it's just, they did it regardless, and I can't stop them because they already made it, so it was what it was. However, I will say, best part about it, Namor. Namor, give this man his own movie. He was great. I wish the whole movie was about Namor, like, from start to finish, but it was a Black Panther movie, so they couldn't. But it was pretty good for just Namor himself.
Well, you're gonna have to wait for a little bit because it seems like they cannot legally make a Namor solo movie, so that means they can only use.
Universal has his rights with Hulk, so they're screwed.
Yeah.
But I could have sworn that
in the chat asks, is Bucky worth the re-download? I don't know if I have 130 gigabytes to spare. The answer to that is no, my friend. No, Star-Lord, you do not. In fact, your Star-Lord, your name is already on point. Play Guardians of the Galaxy instead. Replay that, and you'll have the time of your life. Do not waste your time with this game. And in fact, because I bought the the takedowns for Bucky because I'm showing him off in the stream for you guys to see how he plays. But me as a gamer, if I did not have a YouTube channel, I would not be playing this game. I would not even waste my time. I'm just being honest, but I'm just showing you guys what his kit looks like, so you guys can make an informed decision on whether or not he is worth your time to play as. And I would say no.
No.
Even for Spider-Man, if you own a PlayStation console, PS4 or PS5, to play as Spider-Man, no. Just play just play Insomniac Spider-Man instead.
Just play it.
See, look, we're inside. We are inside. How does an airstrike work indoors, sir? Explain.
Maybe it teleports.
It teleports. That's actually, yeah. You know what? Maybe true because they have the Kate Bishop teleportation technology. Which, by the way, she's just Nightcrawler. Did you notice that? Like, that's their closest thing that they can do to have Nightcrawler in this game because she teleports. She has a sword. She has her bow. But she's pretty much Nightcrawler.
Pretty much. In a nutshell.
Exactly. Forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, no. Don't play this game. Don't even play. Again, I said this in the beginning of the stream. Do not waste your money on Gotham Knights or Marvel's Avengers. Gotham Knights nor Marvel's Avengers does not deserve your money, even if you're the biggest Batman fan on Earth. That game is disrespectful to the Bat family, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of their stories in the game. I do not think that the story itself was good with the overall plot with Batman dying because, spoiler alert, he's not dead. I guess by the end of the game he is, but you fight him as the final boss when he's resurrected from the Lazarus Pit. What a shock. It was just very underwhelming. The whole thing, from start to finish, was super underwhelming in my opinion. But enough about me. JP, what did you think about Gotham Knights? Maybe I'm just super salty because we waited like 7 years from Arkham Knight to that, and then we also waited 9 years since Arkham Origins, WB Montreal's last game, to Gotham Knights.
AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol.
No, I don't hate you for it. No, that's fine. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But,
hey, I'm in the same opinion as well.
Exactly.
So
yeah, because Franco and we did that video together, and he's like, I actually liked it. I'm like, well, that's great. But me, I'm just like, I don't know.
The shutdown protocol is progressing.
Yes.
That helps, thank you.
Exactly.
I'm inside AIM security system.
Yeah, like no way in hell is it worth full price $70.
Especially considering the game only runs at 30 FPS.
30 FPS
Absolutely.
on consoles, and it apparently drops on PC. Like it drops frames on PC apparently. But
Which is ridiculous.
it's super ridiculous, especially if you have like a high-end PC, then that's just not acceptable. I was gonna say, which I forgot, the whole thing with the Knights teaming up in co-op in the 2-player co-op, now it's a 4-player co-op mode with Heroic Assault. It's free, so you're not getting like not bang for your buck because you're getting a whole mode entirely free, which is nice. But
Which is appreciated.
it is appreciated, especially if you're a Batman fan. Like, I want this game to succeed. Of course, we all want the game to succeed. So you get free content, which is good. Same thing with Bucky. He's a free character, but you have to pay for all this stuff, which is nonsense.
AIM has initiated the shutdown protocol.
I was gonna say though, I think nowadays though, especially with what we're seeing with all these superhero games coming out, I think in a way, a mediocre game is almost, if not worse, than just a flat-out bad game. Because if a game is bad, you know it's going to be bad from the jump, and you don't have any expectations in store because you're just expecting it to be subpar, or just not on the same standards that you wish it was, right? But if a game is mediocre and you're waiting for a game, and you're like, man, I'm actually really looking forward to Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League, right? And if that game is underwhelming in any way, I think that would be more disappointing than it just being bad. Because you had your expectations in store and you're wanting the game to succeed, but it under-delivers in every way imaginable. And when it does that, your perception of the game falters and your faith in the company falters as well. Whereas if it's a bad game, like, well, it's bad and they can make their next game better, whatever. But like, man, this game, I hope it's good. And it comes out and it's not that great. And it's like, man, that's a bummer because I had faith in you and you let me down. You know what I mean? Where like, if you're going to a game expecting it to be bad, then it likely is going to be bad. But like, if a game you think it's going to be bad, but it turns out to be good, then you get a total 180 turnaround. But for a game to be, you have faith in a product, right? And then that product under-delivers. Then that's even more depressing than a game just being bad, in my opinion.
Imagine if Spider-Man PS4 ended up actually being like, I don't know, mediocre or bad at worst. Like that would be depressing.
Aunt May is the main villain or something. Like, what? Whoa! Like, oh my god! But not like, oh no, Uncle Ben just comes back from the dead and he just tells you to be Spider-Man again. Like, I don't know, just something out of whack and just not in character for the character of Spider-Man or something. It just would not work for the character that you know from the comics and the other source material, and just, you know, portrays them in a weird light. That's kind of how I feel about Gotham Knights. Someone actually has a question for you, JP, from Ultimate Spider-Man. Evan, can you ask JP if he thinks that Gotham Knights is woke?
Oh, God.
Is the game woke? I can hear you, but very minimally. But maybe I'll check after this mission's done. I'll check in the settings in the party to see if I can increase your volume somehow. But if they can't hear you, I will relay your message to them. Okay.
Like, it's such a weird question, and also,
but anyone who didn't hear, JP does not think Gotham Knights is woke. There's no Ultimate Spider-Man. To answer your question, thank you for the question, by the way. Yeah, anyone has any questions for JP or Ghosty or Franco? Because I'm not as important as these guys, let's be honest. Leave them in the comments.
Whoa! What you're saying? What?
No.
So, speak the man who has 90K subscribers on his channel.
Thank you. Well, I'm trying my best, but you guys are more important. The Spidey Squad is here to stay, and that's a fact. But Ghosty, what were you saying? I apologize for interrupting you. You were saying about Gotham.
No. It's okay. I was just gonna say, first off, that's a weird question. It's Gotham Knights. That's a weird question. And second, I checked the stream, and no, you cannot actually hear JP's voice on stream. So you have to activate it.
I'll try and fix the settings. But yeah, JP does not think that the game, that Gotham Knights is woke. He says no. I don't think so either. But there are a lot of weird cutscenes in the game, just odd tone for. Because think about it like this: it's a Batman game, right? Batman's dead. Batman is
Bat Family.
For sure. Yeah, Bat Family game. But in the sense of, like, this is the next Batman-centric game in the Batman franchise of games, right? So the last one was Batman Arkham Knight. We now have Gotham. The premise is Batman is dead. He is gone. Jim Gordon is dead. He is also gone. The Court of Owls, this super secret kind of Illuminati organization, is running things behind the scenes. Super Sketch. The League of Shadows is the main villain of the game. Ra's al Ghul kills Batman. They fight into the death. Talia al Ghul's like this mastermind. Lots of really cool narrative plot points that could happen, right? And instead we get this weird, light-hearted, goofy tone with the Knights acting like everything's all hunky-dory. And like, sure, there's a couple serious moments at the end, but they don't hit that hard because throughout the entirety of the game, you're just like in the Belfry, making waffles as Jason Todd or whatever, like weird stuff with the characters.
Or
Dick
Barbara
Grayson's
telling Dick that he
working
likes to stare at his ass in the mirror.
Staring at his ass in the mirror or whatever, acting weird with Barbara. And, like, they don't develop that previous chemistry with, you know, the other characters in the Bat family or Alfred or whatever. Like, we get a lot more with Alfred than anyone else.
That's the thing, is that this game does a lot more telling than showing.
Exactly. Ghosty, you're right. If anyone didn't hear Ghosty, wait, can you hear yourself, Ghosty, in the
Yeah, I can hear myself.
In the stream?
In the stream.
You can.
In the stream, I did check.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, if you didn't hear Ghosty, he said that the game Gotham Knights is a lot of showing, or telling, not showing, and you're absolutely right. Mm-hmm. And that is the best thing is show, don't tell. You want to show through the actions of the player and the story of the characters without having to exposit everything through dialogue. You want it to matter through the cutscenes and through the actions of the player agency that you interact with, and you see it happen, not like, oh, this happened when you were dead, Jason, and oh, whatever with Bruce. Because if you remember, which I did not listen to any of them because they were just too long and I couldn't care less, of the audio logs. Bruce's audio logs that he leaves in those caches. If you you go like to the caches and the perch points, and you get like audio logs of him just being Batman. He's like year one Batman audio log. Wow. Okay. Wouldn't it be cool to see that in the game? I sure as hell think so. I guess the game.
Yeah, that's the thing is that and also all the cutscenes with like the Gotham Knights interacting with all that is optional. So you can actually miss those cutscenes if you don't pay attention to them, which is really weird that they did that.
It'd be like if the Guardians of the Galaxy game, if the falling out between the Guardians, where like Rocket kind of goes on his own, you know, if that was an optional side quest. Excuse me?
God, no.
That's a critical point of the narrative, sir. You got to include that in the story. But no, let's prioritize the most obvious twist in the game happening with Batman being alive with the Lazarus Pit. No crap. Anyways, I did imagine now it's time to team up with Franco and JP. I increased your volume in the party chat, so I can probably hear you better. Hopefully, the chat will be able to hear you better as well. Mm-hmm. I can hear you. Let me maybe increase it a little bit more. I didn't want to put it at max because I didn't want the audio to be blasted with my ears, but I think
just
that
sounds so
okay. So now,
just sound based.
JP, you are at max volume in the party, and hopefully that would work for the people listening to the stream. And I think your settings are enabled to I can hear you. You're allowed to be heard. I would hope. I don't know for sure.
Okay,
maybe that's a setting you have to change.
Like you have to like go to the settings on the PlayStation app and make sure that you have the share audio thing turned on.
Yeah, that helps. Okay.
Yeah,
now I can
that's
hear you
what
perfectly.
that's what I did with
the chat. And everyone, I hate asking this, but everyone, it's not a Spider-Man video, so I would appreciate leaving a like and sharing the stream.
There we
I'd
go.
Appreciate it.
Wow, there. Okay, there go. Now it says share your voice on it. Okay.
There you go.
Voice chat. Okay.
There we go.
Auto. If you want to always connect. Okay, I don't know what that means, but there you go. Hopefully they can hear me now. It is on share your voice. So
Nice.
should I leave
and
and come back
I can hear you
or?
crystal clear, so now you're all set.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're good. Can they hear me now?
We are professionals, everyone. This is how we do it.
Rodeo.
I'm not even a YouTuber.
This ain't our first rodeo.
I'm not even a YouTuber at all.
No.
Follow
Like,
JP on Twitter because he deserves it and he's the best.
Also, wait a minute. If they can't hear me, just in case, please follow. There's one person I want to give a quick shout out to.
Of course.
This is basically my online brother. He helped me a lot when I was in college. I didn't have a job. He would send me money to buy food and everything. Please follow MCU Man, MCU-Man, like Spider-Man, MCU-Man on Twitter. Yeah, don't forget the hyphen. He's basically a brother. He invited me to his wedding next year. I'm going to be one of his groomsmen. So give him a follow, Be like, yo, JP sent me. What's good? That's all I can say. If they can hear me, just like follow MCU Man. That's like
shout out to MCU Man. Just at MCU-Man on Twitter.
Yeah, let me check it one more time.
No underscores, no numbers.
Let me double check one more time.
There he is. Boom, there's
MCU.
Franco. So it's just Franco and I in the party in the game, right? Are you going to join JP or are you occupied?
Let me see how many hours I got left because this thing I didn't know it was gonna even take this long. If I knew that,
Ghosty does not have the game because he's smarter than us.
It's 3 hours. I don't think I'll be able to hop on with y'all.
Okay.
I didn't think I'd stay here for no 3 hours, but
that's okay. So JP and Ghosty are moral support for Franco and I having to suffer through this. Let's
now hang on. Now I will say if you're gonna play Gotham Knights, I got you on that. I don't want you suffering through that alone. I got you on that.
Who is your main?
I basically play it with everybody equally. So it's like if you want to play like Red Hood, I'm like I'll play as like Nightwing or something. I don't really have I play as this only. So it's like they're really near level. So it's like I can play with anybody. It's no big deal. So
gotcha.
So don't worry. Oh yeah, by the way, it's MCU_man.
Batgirl, and trust me, it's not for the cake. It's just that she actually is a good character to play as.
Well, are you sure you're not a simp for Batgirl, Evan? You're not a simp?
Listen. You cannot convince me otherwise that Barbara Gordon is not the canon main character of that game. The ending cutscene literally shows Renee Montoya looking at Jim Gordon's dead, monument statue. And like, oh man, wouldn't he be so proud of this Gotham Knight that's becoming the new hero of Gotham? You would only do that for Barbara. Like, it doesn't make any sense if it would be Jason or Tim. Like, Barbara's the main character. Barbara's the main character. No debate. Not even a debate. Would you make they did like a Batgirl game, only Batgirl game, like the DLC for Arkham Knight was with the Matter of Family? That would have been fantastic. I would have loved a solo Batgirl game because Batgirl is incredible.
Well, for me, like if I were to have the game, I would most likely main as Nightwing because I just love Dick Grayson.
Okay, I'm glad you said his last name too, Ghosty. Because if you just said I love Dick, then I'm glad that's.
Monetized up here.
I'm gonna get canceled ASAP. No, I'm kidding. Although I will say I never really stream, so I don't mind being edgy during these. Which is why I apologize, viewers, for not making a video in like almost 2 weeks because there's been no news. Let's be honest. And I have done. Okay, so I will say, and I was thinking about maybe doing like a poll of this on Twitter, which I'm very happy for all the responses I've gotten in the videos, which I highly appreciate. So thank you. Is the Spider-Man game video essays I've made, or just Spider-Man video essays I've done on like Web of Shadows, Ultimate Spider-Man, Tenace recently. Those have gotten a lot of attention, so I appreciate. The one I was thinking of doing next is Edge of Time, and I don't know if I should.
No,
please, no. Actually, I want you to do it.
You want me to just bash the game to smithereens?
Absolutely.
Okay, you know what?
Sorry, it's not a good game.
It's
I
so
want
funny.
you to do it.
It's so funny. I know someone who hates Edge of Time more than Evan.
Wow.
And that's one of my. No. When I say he hates this game, he's like because you're like, oh, I dislike it, but like, if you had to play, you're like, I can stomach it. He's like, I hate this game with a burning passion because it ruins
I'm glad
the character.
I'm not alone. I'm glad I'm not alone.
He's just like, it ruins the. Because he said it ruins the character of Peter Parker.
Yes!
Him being selfish.
Yes, it does! If you guys can't hear JP, which I think you can at this point, JP says that one of his friends says that Edge of Time ruins the character of Peter Parker 1,000,000%. And it makes me even more mad because the person who wrote the game is the same person who wrote the 2099 comics. And it's still bad.
Yep. It's so funny.
Good.
It's so funny. Oh, by the way, I did look at the stream. They can't hear me, so they can hear me just fine. So
great.
Now, for people who like that, people are like, oh, Edge of Time, like, oh, listen, how does it mess up the character? So let me explain how it. Because here's what he said. So he said it messes with the character because the part where MJ's in danger, she's going to die. He basically is like, I don't care that time is literally breaking upon itself. I don't care. Go save my wife. Or girlfriend, I don't think they're married at this time. But Miguel's like, but the future depends. And Peter's like, I don't care. Plus ratio, go save her. It's like, okay, all right, I guess. And it's like, and he said it ruins the character because Miguel could have died, and he could have, died. And if he did, Peter would have been like, well, looks like the whole universe is now screwed because I decided to, be selfish. And it makes it worse because time goes back to normal after the game ends. Everything goes back to normal. So saving MJ, like, okay, you could argue as a character development for Miguel, it's important, which I would argue is more important because I feel like, for me, I would say character is more important than story. You can have a great story with great plots and everything, but if your characters are bad, I won't care. But if you do it vice versa, I'll care more about it. So it's like, I understand from a character development standpoint why they would do that. But it's like, there could be easier ways to do that. You could have had it to where, like, I don't know how you could make it work. You could have Miguel be like, I'll go save MJ, even if Peter's like, but time should go back to normal. You could say they wouldn't know, but it's like Miguel seems very, very, very intelligent with he seems to be very the know-how with time travel. So it seems like he would know, like,
he may be smarter than Peter because he's from the future too, and he has like all this advanced technology. So it allows him to probably be more intellectual than someone from the past would be. And he also knows how time travel works, so he's like, of course he's smarter than Peter. And meanwhile, you're absolutely right, because it's like you go A, B, C, D, right? That's a straightforward path. In this game, they go like freaking A, Q, X, go back to B, do a corkscrew to Y. Like, what the hell is going on? Because nothing matters. If they defeat the atrocity, which is just a worse version of Monster Rock, then everything goes back to normal. MJ survives, and it's also not his MJ. It's a different timeline. It's a different alternate reality. Because if time travel happens, they just cancel everything that happens with the wormhole, then it would never have happened. And then, of course, if you go to the post-credit scene, or during the credits, I guess, they have that discussion like, wait, wouldn't we be going insane right now because the whole time dilation is messing with our memories and everything? And then they just kind of, like, shake it off. Which just lazy writing.
Yeah.
And it's also where, like, Peter is like, if you don't get that, then you don't get the first thing about being Spider-Man. Sir, excuse me, sir, we're trying to save time from destroying upon itself right now. We have bigger things to worry about, which is what Miguel's saying. And he's like, listen, if we fix this, then it will go back to normal. You're not looking at the bigger picture is pretty much what he's saying. And because of that, it allows evil Peter to kind of like become more of a threat to main Peter, where he's like, if we fix time, then we can change Gwen Stacy's death, we can change Captain Stacy's death, Uncle Ben's death, we can save everyone. And it's like, yeah, but you're like, it's like not like, yeah, okay, that's an interesting motivation. But if you mess the timeline of saving people who died, then you yourself, Evil Peter, would not exist to create that thought in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. The main reason why he's wanting to change time is because of these people, their deaths. Everyone he cares about is dead. Aunt May's gone, Uncle Ben's gone, Gwen Stacy's gone, Captain Stacy's gone. All these people that matter to him are gone, right? So he wants to make it so that that never happens. If that never happens, then you will never have had even the concept of your time travel gizmo to make it in the first place. So, no, dumb, stupid, terrible plot, and worse gameplay from Shattered Dimensions, which is why I hate even more from a gameplay perspective, because it's just, and that's not Beanox's fault, because they were forced to make a game on, like, the Call of Duty basis. They made it on, like, the yearly Spider-Man annual schedule basis, like they do with the Call of Duty games. And then they did that also with Assassin's Creed. So they're just like, let's just pump out a Spider-Man game every year. So they just reused a lot of assets. They did a lot of copy-paste movesets from the Shattered Dimensions. It's just worse. It's worse in every way. The game takes place inside one building throughout the entire game. Terrible decision for a character who swings on webs.
Which, by the way, the Alchemist building is supposed to be, if not smaller or bigger, than Mount Everest.
Mount Everest, because they show that in the credits. They show the size of the building, which is why, because remember, Miguel O'Hara goes to the present at one point, right? He's not only in the future, he also goes back to the past. And in that sequence, you also do the free-fall sections. Now, if you were to do the free-fall sections in the future, that makes sense, because the future's huge, and they really kind of do like the Batman Beyond type of thing, grandiose style, huge architectural buildings that are up in the sky, like the literal definition of skyscrapers, right? But then he goes to the past, and he still does those, like, minute-long free-fall sequences that are like.
He does it 3 times. He actually does it more. He does it more in the past, present than his present, future.
Yes, and it makes less sense because how would the building be that tall? How would the building be that tall at that time? At that point in time, it doesn't make any sense.
And it's funny. And it's funny because I don't know if you guys ever played this game. It's called Control.
Yes.
I guys are replaying it.
I love
and
Control.
it's like that all takes place in one building, but it works well because they still make it very big, very huge environment, so therefore it doesn't always feel like you're cramped in one building. And sure, Jessie, she isn't as mobile as Peter, but she can still do things like hovering, grabbing all these materials to chuck at enemies. It's like there's a lot of stuff there that's like you can't just like, oh yeah, no, you could like, no, like if it was like an open world game, it could work, but they said, now let's do it in this one building. Yeah. But it has all this vast, insane. It's like I was just replaying it just for fun. I'm like, wow. This put Edge of Time and shit, but you know, but I understand it's not freaking. Oh well, Edge of Time, it had 1 year, and the Control had like multiple years. Or there, it's like, yeah, but the point is that you can be in one building and still have like, you know, really creative and good level design and open environments.
Like that's why Shattered Dimensions works, because there are building levels,
multiple levels
inside, multiple levels, multiple settings, but the ones that do take place indoors,
It was only like
and there was another one. Scorpion was actually in the city, but there were points where you were in the laboratories, right? But that made it feel cool because there was variety in the setting.
Oh,
the
Deadpool level
Spider-Man. Yeah, because you already knew what I was going to say exactly because because that one's the most open out of all of them. Because you can freely swing around the oil rig and just do whatever you want. It's so good.
You know what? And
also, hi Blasty Games. Before I don't say it, Blasty's in the chat, our boy Blasty. Go follow him and subscribe to him on YouTube and Twitter because he's the best.
Here, Blasty. This robot. Help me.
I was going to say Blasty's a mod, right? Yes, he is. So thank you, Blasty. Yeah. Evan, we all know like Edge of Time. Tell the truth. No, sir. No.
Evan, come help me with this riot bot.
Don't spread lies. I know I'm coming your way. I gotta deal with the secret.
Too late.
You know,
someone helped out. Oh, Thor helped out.
Okay.
No, it took too long.
I was doing takedowns on the smaller guys.
CJ Proclaim said that PlayStation should remake the old Spider-Man games like Edge of Time, Shattered Dimensions, Web of Shadows.
Okay, help me again.
Well, we were gonna get that. Remember, I did the video last year or something. They canceled the remasters for Edge of Time and Shattered Dimensions. And because Activision was in the deal with Marvel, and then it fell through because they went with Insomniac instead. So they said, let's just make a good Spider-Man game instead of remaking these old ones, or remastering these old ones. However, that's a double-edged sword because A, we got Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales and Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine because of it, which is great. But if we got this deal with Activision, if it stayed in effect, that would have meant that not only would we have received remasters of Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time, that also meant that at some point we likely would have also received remasters of Ultimate Spider-Man and Web of Shadows.
Nice one.
Pain.
Yeah.
We saw that with Ultimate Alliance. Sorry, the Ultimate Alliance games got ported to PS4 and Xbox One.
And also another game I'd like to mention, Prototype. Both of the Prototype games were actually remastered.
All right. Yep.
Not really it just
more
ported.
so more so ported, which is why Infamous is better. Wait, what? Who said that? Not me. Who said that?
I did. Because it's true. It's true. They're not remastered.
Oh, guys, look at this. Bucky has a second gun. Do you notice? He has
Oh,
an
yeah, I
invisible
see
gun.
that.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, man.
How do you unlock that? What, do I have to pay like $60?
Yeah, I do have to pay $60 for this invisible gun.
Oh, also, by the way, I did this math, and one of my friends, he was so upset by this. He was, so like, I did the math on, now this was before they made an update making the suits cheaper, but it was like, I was like, let's say you want to get like 3 MCU costumes.
Yes.
In Avengers. That's like, I think...
Too much is the answer.
Like, yeah, I think it costs more.
Scam, that's the answer.
Yeah, I think it costs more. It costs more than getting the DLC for Spider-Man PS4. I'm like, that's not good. That's bad. Like,
good.
And the Spider-Man DLC is only like $25.
Yep. Like, also
Because, but the DLC
$25
also includes not just suits, it includes story missions, side missions, new character interactions.
You get like
overall,
you
good package.
You get like 9 hours of content with the DLC because they're all like 3 hours each. So
This is like, you want like, again, like we saw in the beginning of the stream, but we didn't. They have the MCU Winter Soldier movie suit from Captain America Winter Soldier. And it's not just you get the one skin and you can change it how you want, like Gotham Knights, right? Where Gotham Knights, which I do, I'll
That'd
give
be
credit.
too easy.
The customization in Gotham Knights is actually fantastic, where you can change the logo of the suit, the gauntlets, and the boots, and all that. It's a one suit, and you can customize it how you want, right? This, you gotta pay for the either Winter Soldier suit where he's wearing the mask fully, the mask with no goggles, or just no mask.
Because apparently that'd be way too easy, and no, we need money.
Oh, wait,
just like
speaking of that, Greg Bristol, he said, which
You know,
game
F
is
you,
better,
give me
Gotham
money.
Knights or Avengers? I forgot.
Okay.
Someone asked which
Good
is better,
question,
Gotham
Greg.
Knights
It's
or
like
Avengers.
I brought this up to Ghosty yesterday on Twitter. Where good question where he asked like, Evan's probably like, man, I have to play one of these games, but they both suck. And my response was, choosing the lesser of two evils is impossible when both games are evil incarnate because they're so.
yes.
So it's like what would you rather get? What would you rather have? Get punched on the left side of the face or the right side of the face? Like it's
No, I
The face or
have
kick down the
it.
balls.
yeah. Like, they both hurt equally.
I was gonna say like, which would you prefer? Do you prefer getting hit in the left nut or in the right nut?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll just say, you know what? I'll do both. I would say, though, because we've had so many fun memories with playing this game and making fun of it, I'd say Avengers, but also because the gameplay is actually way faster and smoother, in my opinion, than Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights doesn't even have a counter button. Avengers has a counter button. It also has dodging that works. It has fast gameplay movements for each of the characters that feel fluid enough. And you can mix and match your builds, but also it's fun to team up with 4 friends instead of the 2 base thing. And now there's the 4-player co-op mode for Gotham Knights, but that's a mode. That's not the core game. The core game is 2 players. The 4-player co-op mode is a different mode entirely. And I do like the story for Avengers, actually. I like how Kamala Khan is portrayed. I like how...
Yeah, I will say the story is the best part of the game. I will say.
And I still, like, I go back and forth between who plays Kamala better, either Iman Vellani or Sandra Saad.
It's a tie for me because they're both great. I will say the portrayal of Kamala Khan is better in the game, but the performance of Kamala is tied between Sandra and
Iman.
Yeah.
Iman.
Yeah, like
She won, by the way. She won an award for something for best performance as Kamala Khan.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I will say I kind of prefer Sandra's performance over Imam, but I still enjoy what Imam brought to the character in her show. Which I don't know. For me, like the show was good for like the first 3 episodes, but then it kind of lost me during like the second half of the show.
Yeah, the finale didn't really hit as hard to me personally.
Yeah,
It's cool though.
I did like. I don't know if people.
Oh, that guy just teleported into the floor.
I did like the backstory episode with her mom, her grandmother.
I think so. Yeah.
Aisha?
Yes.
Yes.
That was. I like that episode because it was really. Because this is not like the comic origin. They did a different thing, and they, didn't want to make it one-to-one accurate from the comics, so they tried to make it feel different. And they didn't want to give her the stretchy powers because of Mr. Fantastic. But
which is a really dumb.
I feel like that's such a
reason.
cop out because they say this, but then we have literally No Way Home, which has 3 Spider-Men with the same powers. No different than only shoot organic webs. It's like we don't want people to get confused. You have the same people named Peter with 3 similar powers. One just I shoot webs organically.
And isn't like if you want to go that way, isn't like to an extent, don't like Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch do the same thing?
Yeah.
In a way, like, if you want to go that far, like, we can't have 2 people.
Wait a minute!
You can't have 2 people with magic powers. You can't have 2 people with 2 Thors. Jane Foster Thor and Thor. You know, you can't do that either.
Oh wait a minute! This just hit me now. This just hit me now. They say this because literally in the beginning of the MCU in Phase 1, we had 2 Iron Men, War Machine and Iron Man. It's like, what are you talking about? We don't want to confuse people. War Machine and Iron Man are right here. We can tell who's who. You
got 3 Caps pretty much. You got Bucky Cap, Sam Cap, and Steve Cap.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, bro, you can't.
Bucky is just Captain America with a edgy haircut, like literally.
And a metal arm.
Come on,
man.
what are we doing here?
Goodness.
Jesus Christ! Oh
see,
no, like
I need Insomniac to put the Web Strike from Web of Shadows into Marvel Spider-Man 2. Not only that, but I want to be able to do more of it when it comes to swinging, like what Ultimate and Spider-Man 2 did.
Thank you, Avengers.
Yes.
We'll continue.
Yeah, okay, I agree
with
that.
Traversal variety, webbing variety. Like I did that top 5 web swinging traversal mechanics video, which did really well. Watch that if you guys haven't already. Dual swing. Give me the dual swing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was that's my number 2.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. I don't know my take, but I'm gonna say this because Evan, I saw your video about Web of Shadows combat. I'll be honest. PS4 mouse is a bit better. Listen, look, hear me out. Listen, here's the problem with Web of Shadows. It's incredibly unbalanced. Like, you can say the same for PS4 Miles, and it is, but it's like of the 2, you don't do overpowering moves like shooting a whole bunch of tunes and blasting it all out super early in the game. At least it's like, and if you say, oh, well, you play on New Game Plus, that's the point of New Game Plus. You're supposed to be some powerful hero so that way you don't have to worry about getting your butt kicked by, like, the demons all the time. But it's like, I will be fair and say, yeah, PS4 and mouse can be unbalanced, but I would say Web of Shadow is just a bit more, especially because, like, some of your moves, you should have just bullied the people. You're just like, oh, look at all these enemies over here. Web strike. Super red move. There we go. Done. Beat down.
You got the Kamehameha web blast. You have the spirit bomb web bomb that you can do, where Peter just bundles up in his web. You have you have like the
you can do the JoJo punch.
Yeah, you have the JoJo fast-paced teleport punch that Peter has in the red suit. That, and they also have the black suit, just Tentacle City with that suit. But that's where the Saba Games just went there and said, "Fuck it, let's just do whatever we want."
Which I do respect and like
and I've been thinking like Web of Shadows. Now that I think about it, it basically plays almost like a Devil May Cry game. Now that I think about it.
Yes, Spidey may cry.
Spidey may cry.
Devil May Spidey. Are we still in the same party, Franco? Yes. Okay, good.
We're still. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we're still here, suffering, but we're still here.
Why are we here?
Fabulous.
Just to suffer.
Just to suffer. I'm checking really quick. Even I encourage you viewers, which by the way, only 35 people watching, understandable, but still leave a like. Leave a like if you're so inclined. I'm typing in like Avengers game on YouTube. Avengers game Winter Soldier. Like no one's playing it. Like I've seen no one live. Just one person who I shall not name, but also no one is talking about the game pretty much. All right, Franco's going off on his own. The companions were for some reason sticking by my side, but I don't know why they are doing that. They should follow Franco because he's actually making progress. I should probably upgrade Bucky because I have skill points.
All right, my apologies. I had a phone call to.
No problem.
But I heard with who was it? Ghosty, I think. Did you say? Oh, it reminds you of Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Shadows plays like a Devil May Cry game in a way.
I mean, it's definitely flashy like a Devil May Cry game. I will agree with you on that, but they don't play anything alike. Like, it's very different. Like Devil May Cry just has way more. It's like it's crazy with the stuff I've seen people do. It's like very complex maneuvers and moves, different mechanics. It's insane the stuff I think people do with Devil May Cry. I'm like
the gun in my face. I was upgrading Bucky and I just see it with shooting right at my face. Like, whoa! I better get going then.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
Yeah, because when I played, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty good at Devil May Cry. Then I see people playing, I'm like, I ain't nothing. I'm garbage.
Yeah, like, have you seen like those combo videos where, like, specifically in DMC5, where they bring out like the dual motorcycles and they transition to like, the hat, which is so insane. Like the hat has its own moves. Like, oh my god.
Like, I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I am a really expert Devil May Cry player. So.
I would not doubt.
Wow. Really, Franco. Wow.
That's why I say every time somebody asks me, hey, what game should I play?
Let's do Bucky on Bucky action. Bucky on Bucky action. Before Black Panther comes in.
I'm coming. No. Wait. No.
T'Challa came in instead.
I tried to recommend my friend Devil May Cry, and he played it, but then he got his butt kicked by Cerebus, and I was like, well, what did he play on? And then he said, I'll play it on normal. I'm like, yeah, that's why. This old game, normal is like, oh, you want to play on hard? Bad. It's like you should have played on easy, and he's never touched it again. I'm like,
the game developers came in and said, you just made a mistake, sir.
You played on normal in this economy? No, thank you. Play on normal? No.
No. Like who play games hard on these days? Only the most worthier people can play games on hard.
I will say though, if someone when I see people say, "Oh, I beat Singrin on the hardest difficulty in God of War 2018," I'm like, unless I see a video, I don't believe you. Yes. But if it's like, okay, I believe, because there was one that said, "Oh, beating the Valkyrie no damage God of War." I'm like, with the Zeus armor, I'm like. Oh wow. My god, that is...
Holy smokes.
Like, for people who have played God of War, the Zeus armor is basically like, you deal more damage, but so do the enemies. So, and on God of War difficulty, which already does a lot of damage, if you get no hits on that is... Yeah, it's like, that is insane mastery of the game. For me, I'm like, I can barely beat her on like a normal difficulty with the armor that allows me to heal. I'm like, oh no, no, I can't do that. I give up.
So what I like to do is I like to play like what's called in canon. So I wore in like God of War Ragnarok the Fatebreaker armor at the end that you get, like the red colored armor. For Freya,
yeah, I wore that too.
So I'm like, I don't want to wear any other armor besides this. I want to be fair and square. I want to like, this is how Kratos would defeat this guy. So I wore that armor when facing off against Hrolf and Gná, and I'm like, this probably is not a good idea because I'm dying a lot when fighting this guy. I did it, but I'm like, wow, that took forever.
Yeah, like I wore it with I wore it because okay, spoilers, very big spoilers. So like, I apologize ahead of time, but I wore it because it's to honor Brock, may he rest in peace. I was just like, I gotta wear it, man. I gotta wear it because she made it out of love. She was like, no, I made this for him and everything. I'm like, I gotta wear it. Put it on, and then thankfully, and me, I do a ton of side content, so I was able to fully upgrade them. So it was like, when I went to the final boss, it was like, oh yeah, there's no problem. But man, bro, I wasn't ready for that. I was crying and everything. I was like,
hurt. Yeah.
Hold up, wait a minute. Like,
I cried during that, and I also cried when Atreus was like, "Don't be sorry, Father, be better." I'm like,
better. Oh my goodness, man. I teared up so hard at the end where like Atreus was like, "Yo, I'm sorry, but I gotta go do my own journey." I'm like, no!
Wow. So, Atreus spinoff confirmed then?
Right? Like, that's the thing. I'm like, is this confirmed?
Him and Angerboda?
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna like kiss
go
and
together.
Then Kratos comes in and like just cock blocking. Like, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Your son is gonna have his own freaking girl in his life, and you're just coming here. Did I interrupt?
All of a sudden, you see like a quick time event pop up on screen for Atreus. Like that's
oh god.
Not like
And I don't care what anybody says. Like, even though some people hate this particular segment, but I love the Angerboda. Like when you're in Jotunheim. And like you're playing as Atreus and like you're doing like those chores.
Well, you have to expand his story. It's like people were if they didn't think that Atreus was going to get a bigger role in the sequel, I don't know what they were thinking because
I think
what they were teasing in the first game, so it's like of course it's going to expand upon him more in the sequel.
Yeah, I think the thing I realized, it doesn't matter, I understand why, but it's like, the reason it was very tedious for me was because it's like, Atreus, he unfortunately never learns any new, he doesn't get any new weapons, I mean, sure, he gets, he gets Ingrid, but, it's like, yeah, he gets Ingrid, but Ingrid is used for, like, you know, extra, like, oh, press R2 to do this. It's not like, I feel like if he, I feel like if he got new equipment like his dad did, then I feel like people were probably like, oh yeah, like, cause I was playing as Trace, I'm just like, this isn't bad, like, you know, this is very enjoyable, but like, it feels very tedious to fight with him, because I thought I was doing the same as whereas Kratos, you know, you switch it from your blades to your axe to your new spear, it's like, oh yeah, you're switching, you're going left and right, but Trace like, no, just use your bow, and it's like, it's not bad,
but he gets the wolf stuff, which is super good.
Yeah, the wolf stuff is cool, yeah.
But I wish, like, he can also turn into the bear as well.
Yeah, that was only at the end, it's like, oh, man.
I genuinely thought they were
that was a worthwhile moment because he's fully in control of all of these parts of himself. So he has the bear under control and the wolf under control.
But yeah, I thought they were gonna allow you to choose because, like, you know, obviously in God of War now you can choose. Oh, do you want to just do sprint and rage? Do you want to heal? Do you want to just have a quick fury thing? I think they're gonna do that for Atreus. Like, oh, you can do. Oh, do you want to be the wolf? Do you want to be the bear? Maybe even do you want to be the fox or something like that? Each has their own like pros and cons. Like, the wolf is a good medium of both. The fox is like faster but deals less damage. The bear is slower but deals tons of damage. The wolf is like right in the middle. I thought that's what they were gonna do, but they didn't. Like, which is fine. I understand that.
They just kind of went one route, but they saved it for good. They made it impactful when it was meant to be impactful. So it'd be like, and we talked about this like several times, but like, say for example, Marvel Spider-Man 2, which I'm 1000% expecting this. Venom is playable. So Venom becomes playable in the game. If he's only playable in levels instead of like the open world, I think they'll make it impactful when it's meant to be impactful. So it's like, you see Venom, he becomes a playable character, but he also has like the moments of the story that make him shine where Peter and Miles would. And because of that, you savor those moments more rather than just, he can become the bear at all times, Atreus, but no, he's only at the bear at the end, and that made it like really memorable.
Yeah, very impactful. Well, yeah, but I was saying, I almost meant like on New Game Plus, like, you know, when you replay the game on New Game Plus, then you can choose like X, Y, and Z, because I feel like that would be fair. Obviously, for, you know, going to the main story, of course not. That would be completely like, oh, he cannot turn into the bear. Wow, that's not
he just instead of riding the sled with the wolves, he just runs around as the bear.
Yeah, it's like, wow, like, this is very interesting. But actually, someone did ask in your chat, I don't know who it was, but they asked a while ago, oh, how do you think Ragnarok teased how Peter and Miles could be playable in Spider-Man 2, and I'm like, I kind of hope not, because Atreus is like,
So, wait, sorry, you finish, because I'm gonna fanboy about it.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I want them to be playable in the sense of you can play as both of them at any time you want. However, there was a cutscene maybe showing what they were just doing. Like, you switch to Miles, he's just getting out of school, and he's swinging to like Manhattan or whatever. You're switching over to Peter, and he's coming out of Aunt May's house. Which, by the way, I hope Queens is explorable. I'm just saying, he's living in Aunt May's house
and Brooklyn,
Queens
and Brooklyn.
Yeah, same with Brooklyn. But I understand. Like, but I understand with Brooklyn, because it's like, oh, Miles will go to school. You can kind of just be like, nah, like, you don't want to make that playable, fine. But at least Queens is like, you got to do it. Peter lives there. I would love to explore Aunt May's house to see how Spider and Peter fight it. But it's like, I want both to be playable. You know, when you're in open world, when you're free roaming and all that stuff. Now, obviously, there should be certain missions like Assassin's Creed Syndicate or GTA 5, where where you play as like, you know, you play as Jacob here, you play as Evie here, you play as Trevor here, like, etc. So like, if they do that, but exploring the open world, I feel like you should be able to switch between both whenever you want. I don't think you should, you know, limit your
I think they'll definitely do that because you want player freedom. Because if you restrict it, like, you can only play as Miles during this sequence. On a mission, I would understand, but like, I want to swing around as Peter. I don't want to play as Miles. I want to play as Peter. I don't want to play as Peter. I want to play as Miles a little bit. Yeah, you should have that freedom. My thing is, God of War Ragnarok, like, just besides Scott Porter as Heimdall, which got me, I made that tweet. You know, I'm so excited for his performance, what Harry's gonna be. He's not Harry anymore. Sadness. But with also the partners, if you notice, you got Atreus and Freya with the partners.
And Brock.
And Sindri, yes, so you got then you get, at the very end, you get both of them at the same time with Atreus and Freya, which was so cool. So, what this makes me think is, again, and I brought this up in one of my shorts, but also in a video too, like, you did Peter in his first game. You already fleshed him out as much as possible. You're going to flesh him out further in the sequel because he has the Iron Spider arms now. Miles, he has new Venom powers because it's blue instead of orange. But he also has his own game too. He also has his own standalone game where you fully play and upgrade as Miles. So why would we do that again in the sequel? Why? Because they're going up against Venom. But what can you do to make that different? You play as Venom. You play as Harry as Venom, and you also play as Black Suit Spider-Man. And because of that, the playstyles are going to be very different, and they're going to offer a lot of variety and gameplay options when it comes to combat and traversal. So when they do that, and when they did like the swapping between Kratos and Atreus, I'm like, God, this is so good, because you know for a fact they're going to do like... And then, you know, what I loved about Ragnarok is that they slowly kept introducing new and fun mechanics with the Spartan Rage with the Wolf, the Spear, the team up moves,
the Valor Rage,
the Valor Rage, the Wrath Rage, you know, all that stuff. It's like, wow, like they are not running out of ideas anytime soon. That's exactly what's going to happen with Spider-Man 2. They got Venom, hopefully make him playable. They got Black Suit Spider-Man. They got the Iron Spider arms. They got the new Venom powers. We have no idea what that's going to look like during combat or traversal. Because remember, Miles could use the Venom powers during traversal, so he's probably going to use it again here for this.
Yeah, maybe,
sequel.
yeah.
So they have that. They have the suit powers. Maybe they bring back the suit powers from the first game and expand upon them more. Maybe like that rumor might be true where all the suits come back with a black suit variant, and then they get the same suit powers but a black suit twist. So instead of like the web
so that also potentially means a black suit undies.
Yeah, black undies suit where it's the symbiote as the undies instead of just...
Hey, with Bucky, if you hold down R2, you can run faster.
Oh, is it the Captain America thing? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because he does that too! Wow, except this time it doesn't burn intrinsic juice. So.
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah, so I guess it's okay.
Yeah, but like, so has anyone actually seen the extended cut of Spider-Man No Way Home that came out this year?
Yeah, the
I basically just
more
saw all
fun
the
stuff
extra
version.
clips.
Yeah,
I mean, that should have been on the DVD, like Sony
Yeah.
advertised, but nope, we gotta make our money back after putting Morbius in theaters again.
Yeah.
We bought the second
That was
time.
their apology for Morbius. Even though...
Man, like, like, Morbius was like pretty much the movie of the year.
Yes. The Morbius of the
Better than Into the Spider-Verse? Morbius? What? Better than No Way Home?
Whoa! I love how all the merch is out now for Across the Spider-Verse because it was supposed to come out this year. So it's all out, so they can't stop it. So it's like, well, here's Spider-Punk, here's Cyborg Spider-Woman, here's the Spot, here's Miles.
Here's Scarlet Spider.
By the way, there was some stuff in Spider-Man 2 I thought about, like, I was thinking when people were saying, oh, why does Peter have these Iron Spider legs? I was thinking, I think it's programmable matter. Like, if you wear the programmable matter suit for Miles and then you, like, see the back spider legs, they look the same as Peter's, it's just blue. And I think Miles has new form Venom or something because it's blue, and when he was absorbing that new form energy, it was blue. So I'm like, maybe him absorbing all that big new form batteries, and I think that side stuff is canon. Like, you know, he did take down the Roxxon base, so he absorbed a lot of new form. So maybe it affected his powers in some way.
Yeah, so
like, you know,
too much juice to handle. So now it shouldn't be used in his power set, which is dope. And then Peter, I'm hoping it's like a mix of both. Like, it could be programmable matter, but also I hope they bring back, like, well, Otto failed with the tentacles, I won't, and here's what they should look like if they keep form.
Like, and
then again, what does that lead into? Anyone? Anyone? Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man. Because that might be the setup for Marvel Spider-Man 3 if they want to go that route.
Yes. Although I did always want to ask, how do you feel about them teasing that Venom is going to be here? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't want that to happen.
No, I'm sorry.
Do you like it?
Love it. It's so good because A,
but
it's something different.
Spider-Man.
But B, it's so good because the emotional attachment that we have with Harry is already fully established from the first game with the research stations. And they keep teasing it. They teased it the first post-credit scene and Miles' post-credit scene with Harry and the symbiote. And he's like, get him out. He's, you know, done being sick. Let's actually get him out of this stupid Nickelodeon gag tank and make him be Venom. And it's going to be perfect because it's that emotional attachment's there. Harry is an interesting character. And, of course, like what they said with what Scott Porter said, like they're going to go more photo real. So that means that they are planning to make Harry a much more prominent character in the sequel than the previous games.
Mm-hmm.
And just that how he could interact with Peter and Miles could create some tension. And if he finds out he's Spider-Man, he might have like some type of Ultimate Spider-Man arc where he kind of freaks out. And in the comics, he becomes Hobgoblin, like the monster Hobgoblin version. But he kind of like is like telling Peter like to kill him, which is a crazy thing in the Ultimate Comics. Like, kill me, Peter, because I don't want to live as this monster. And he fights Green Goblin and Hobgoblin at the same time, which is wild. And all that madness.
Yeah.
But if they do that here with Venom instead, and again, what does that set up? Green Goblin, Norman Osborn. He sees Spider-Man might, accidentally kill Harry. He goes nuts, becomes the Green Goblin at the end of the game, and teases Marvel Spider-Man 3. Boom. Perfect writing. Perfect writing.
Yeah. Well, like, my whole thing is, it's like, because I've seen people say, Harry being Venom creates tension. And I'm like, you are right, that's why he becomes Goblin in the comics, right? Like, that's the whole reason he becomes Goblin. Now, I'm not saying, I'm saying, like, people have tried to make this argument.
Right.
Oh, why? Because for me, like, when something is different, for me, that doesn't inherently mean it's going to be better, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, that doesn't mean it's automatically going to be good. Because, I mean, let's be real. Peter's dad putting his blood into the spider, which is why Peter's able to have powers in the TASM universe. Does that magically mean it's good? It's like, well, it's different, yes, but I don't think that necessarily makes it automatically good. Like, it's like, because for me, it's like, could Venom being Harry be good? Yes, it could be. Do I personally want it? No, absolutely not. I'm sorry. It's like no. It's like, I'm fine with him carrying the symbiote, and it bounces to Peter, and maybe maybe Eddie somehow is involved in the game. Maybe he sees two Spider-Men, so maybe he wants to try to report and see what's going on. And Harry slowly dies because the Venom symbiote's gone. Like, it can still work that Norman hates Spider-Man because, you killed my son because the suit went to you. Because obviously Norman is intelligent. He sees Spider-Man with this big black suit on, doing these tendril attacks and everything. He's like, clearly somehow Spider-Man stole the symbiote from my son. That's why he's dying. Now, I don't know if I would make Norman find out Peter was Spider-Man in the second game. I wouldn't be against it, but you could argue be more impactful in the third game, as that's where he's like the main villain. So it's like, because I do believe that Green Goblin is going to be the main villain for Spider-Man 3. There's no if, fans, or buts. I refuse to believe it's going to be anybody.
I left your party by accident, Evan.
The third game. Sorry, Franco. I'm going to do the mission chain because you got to talk to Black Widow and the helicarrier, so I got to do that.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, my bad.
We'll go back to the strike team after this. Yes, because they're going to set up Green Goblin. So, first game was Doc Ock and Mr. Negative as the main villains. And it's really cool that they're doing this in twos. They're doing the most iconic Spider-Man villains in twos. I guess Mr. Negative is not as iconic, but they made him iconic now in the game. But, like, the main, the big three. So, main villain, Marvel Spider-Man 1, Doc Ock, and Mr. Negative. Those are the big two. Second,
Miles Morales.
Well, Miles had Tinkerer, but, like, we're talking main line installment. Like, Miles is great.
Okay.
We're talking about, like, Marvel's Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. So 1 was Doc Ock and Mr. Negative. 2, Kraven and Venom. Amazing. 3, which could either go either way. It could be 3, Green Goblin and Superior Spider-Man, which is Doc Ock again. Or, if you want to go even more insane, Green Goblin and Carnage. Because if they do the ultimate route, where it's like the blood of the lizard and Spider-Man is mixed with his DNA, and that creates a monster hybrid clone of Carnage of the symbiote instead of the Cletus Cassidy, nuts. That would be insane.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to make Marvel's Wolverine an M-rated game. Amazing decision. So that could mean if they start off with Spider-Man 2 being a T-rated game, which it's likely going to be T-rated, and if they take that step with Marvel's Wolverine next and say, you know what, an M-rated Marvel game could work, they could make Marvel's Spider-Man 3 M-rated and make the main villains be Green Goblin and Carnage to make that, hit home even harder.
Just like how Batman Arkham Knight was an M-rated game because that was the final game in the Arkham series.
It's why one of the reasons why that's my favorite Arkham game. I mean, I love Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, don't get me wrong, and I like Arkham Origins, but the liberties they took with the M rating with, of course, not just making Red Hood shoot people with actual guns, but also that the story itself was really psychological and, mental with Batman's inner psyche and this conflict with the Joker. And I know people don't like it because it makes no sense with the blood and all that, whatever, but I think that premise of Batman dealing with his innermost demons psychologically throughout the entirety of the game is really, really worth it.
Like, yeah, it's just like yeah, I agree because I'm hearing everything and I'm like, yeah, you know, like yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see stuff like that, like see this like mental stuff for Spider-Man. I'm hoping they do that in 2 because I thought some crazy ideas, right? So I thought when Peter gets the symbiote, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to how it works in Spectacular, where at first it's just it's just the new advanced suit, but has the white logo and it's black, right?
Yeah.
But then the more you play it, the more it starts looking like the classic symbiote. However, this also applies to gameplay because now it's like Miles, how like when Miles gets a new Venom power, it's story based. Now it's like, oh, here's a new Venom bar, with new Venom power. It works like that. Now the symbiote, maybe at first he's just stronger and faster. Then level 2, it's like he does like he's obviously stronger, fast, but now he adds a little bit more tendril moves. Nothing too crazy, but a little bit more tendril moves. And I would even add that's when I would introduce
again. Just like, and you know, this happens because all these first-party PlayStation studios, if you notice, they seem to share a lot of resources with each other. If you notice, you know, Sean Eskai, who was the creative director for this atrocity, went back to Naughty Dog after that to work on the Last of Us remake, right? So they're always in this inner circle of the developers in these studios, and they share assets with one another in terms of how the games are kind of structured for the big, you know, the big dogs, the big AAA exclusives, your God of Wars, your Uncharted, your Last of Us's, your Ratchet and Clanks. And because, I say that because you start off small, but then you expand bigger with Atreus. It's like, I don't know if I like this, playing as Atreus. But, like, over time, you're like, wow. Like, you flesh out his moveset, you upgrade him more. Although me, I was always invested in Atreus from jump. But people are like, I want to go back as Kratos. I'm like, no, I'm super into this. Because they set up perfectly in the first game with Atreus becoming the new, quote-unquote, God of War. You know, like the new main protagonist of the series. And then they did it in this, which is, in my opinion, what The Last of Us 2 should have done. It was like The Last of Us 2, but good. Where instead of making Ellie and Abby literally the same exact character with no gameplay differentiation at all, and it was just stupid with how they handled the narrative, in my opinion, they actually made it matter for Atreus because he's completely different from Kratos. His moveset's fresh, it's more fast, it's more fluid, and you grow it over time. So it's like, oh, he just has the bow, that's lame, but then wait, you get more runic attacks, you get the armor, you get the runic summons, you get his wolf rage, you have Angerboda teaming up with him too, and Sindri and all these other characters. Like, my God, it's so good. So that's why I'm here. It's like exactly what you're saying, JP. My whole point is you're totally hitting it right on the head with the black suit because you start off small. It's like, and just like Web of Shadows, pretty much. Like, okay, you start off with some aggressive punches and that's it, right? But then later you get tendrils, and then you get the rage mode for the black suit, and then you get aerial combat with the black suit, and then you get traversal upgrades with the black suit, and then you get a bigger rage mode with the black suit. Like, you can imagine that. Like, and you know the great thing about that is Insomniac
Avengers.
Knows that.
They
know that's what they need to do, and they're going to deliver it, and it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, because I was thinking that, like, you know, it kind of starts off kind of, actually, in a way, kind of like how the games came out with the Black Suit that Big Man created first, you know, Spider-Man 3, you know, faster, you know, more, you know, then get to Web of Shadows, has some crazy tendril moves, then you get to Shattered Dimensions, which is like, this man goes full rage out, this dude, like, uses so many tendril attacks, it's ridiculous. So I'm like, you know, that's how I would make it like that. And then I was thinking to implement, because I was thinking if they can make Venom playable, which I'm hoping they do, but it flows onto the story if they can't, then you could still incorporate it in a reference to Ultimate Spider-Man. For people who never read the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, Peter becomes Venom because he sees a killer, and I don't know if it's the suit or something, but something makes him think about Uncle Ben's killer, and that's when he becomes Venom. I'm thinking it could play something like that, where the symbiote's fully, definitely taken over, looks at the classic symbiote, and something ticks Peter off so much, I don't know how it would work, but it basically makes him think about Uncle Ben or Aunt May or something, that he becomes Venom. You know, run around, you know, I wouldn't say you cause damage to, like, innocent people, but you are throwing cars that are empty, you know, because Peter is kind of fighting it. But then you switch to Miles, who's, like, aware of this, and he's trying to fight Peter, but then in the mind, because every shit gets crazy, you are playing the dream sequence from the 90s show in the comics where it's these giant spider people, like the giant Spider-Man fighting the black suit, and you're Peter like running around like, you know, either trying to stay hidden or maybe trying to help him out. It's like it will be this same three, like you're switching from Venom, switching to Miles, switching to Dream stuff. It's like, yo, this is insanely dope.
The camera just glitched like crazy on the screen. I captured that on the stream. That was madness. The camera just decided to have a seizure. Yeah, no, JP, that sounds amazing. Go back, Ghosty literally just checked what just happened. That was nuts. If they do that with Black Suit, that would be amazing because, and this is like a huge reach, right? But if you go back really, really at the end of the Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer that we already have, where, you know, Venom says, yes, we will, and then it shows his face, and then it shows the symbol. It kind of has, like, it reminds me a little bit of, like, that with, like, the Black Suit mind trip sequence in Spectacular Spider-Man, like the intervention thing, and also, like, the black and white web of Destiny, pretty much where he's, like, talking to the Black Suit with us. Because in the end of the trailer, you hear, like, these little whispers in the background with, like, 2023 comes up, and then you hear, like, these little faded whispers in the back, like, you know, and then just cuts to 2023. That's the symbiote talking. And it's trying to get into the head of Peter or even Harry and become what it's meant to be with Venom, you know? It's like, and again, that's the draw of it. Like, people like the general gaming consumer base or whatever, they're thinking, like, probably like, oh yeah, Spider-Man game, that's fun, Venom's cool. No. But then us, JP, Franco, Ghosty, the diehard Spidey fans, we're thinking inside and outside the box at the same time. We're like, okay, does that mean Black Suit symbiote conversation with, like, the inner parts of the alien, talking to Peter or Miles inside, like the inner psyche of Spider-Man, diving into the story aspect of it? What does that mean for the narrative? Are they going to handle playable Harry dealing with that too? Like, what if he's like, you know, my friend, you know, Peter left me, MJ left me, I was here to suffer in this tank and they left me to die, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm here for you, Harry, or we're here for you. It's the symbiote talking or something. It's like, that would be incredible.
It's just insane because it's just like, because when you're saying this, I'm thinking, because, you know, Yuri can do a very evil, sinister voice. You know, I've seen him be evil in Ben 10. I've seen Albedo. I've seen the episode when he was training the plumber kids to be like, I'm evil, but I'm actually not training. I'm like, Yuri, it's like Yuri can do an evil voice. We've seen
Naruto, we watched Sasuke.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, like, seeing Yuri, you know, put on that, like, evil voice like Josh Keaton did, to be like, come on, Peter. And I was just thinking, you could even combine this Spectacular Spider-Man thing where I wouldn't say you're playing through an entire origin, but, like, you're playing through, like, bits and pieces of it. Like, you know, you're wrestling, you know, I forgot, I think it's the Crusher, I could be wrong, but, like, you know, you're wrestling, you know, you're in a wrestling ring, you're taking them down and everything. Then you find out Uncle Ben's dead, so then it could be this black.
I'm almost dead.
I'm sorry. Like when you're swinging to, like, Gail Gomez Killer, it's all black. While you may see, you look outside, you look in the, like, far symbiote stuff coming up and everything to show that, like, this is all in his subconscious while you're swinging towards it. It's all black and white, and I'm like, this would be
psychological thriller of sorts with Spider-Man and the symbiote. That's why this is going to be one of, if not the best versions of Venom of all time, because of that amount of freedom they have in a video game versus a movie, where they have the opportunity to tell a longer story, a deeper story, but also a more immersive and interactive story than the Venom movies have done, which went the more lethal protector route, or the Spider-Man 3 movie, where Sam Raimi has gone on record like he doesn't really understand Venom as a character. So, and he didn't want Venom in the movie, he wanted Sandman really to be the main focus, so he did pretty good for what he was provided, and I like that version for what it was, but it's not like Venom, like the definitive Venom, right? Neither is the movie version with Tom Hardy. This game is going to change how people perceive Venom, in my opinion. Because, like, that's why Insomniac is bold enough to show him as the main villain already, because remember, in the first game, they didn't show Doc Ock at all. It's just Mr. Negative 24/7. It's like, oh, is Mr. Negative the main villain? They already went on record saying, no, he's not, but people who don't follow the news, they're probably just think, oh, this new guy, Mr. Negative, is the main villain. Okay, and then they see Doc Ock, it's like, whoa, here we go. So now they feel bold enough to say, guys, Venom is here. And granted, maybe Kraven could possibly come out on top as the main villain as a twist, which would be cool. But Venom is one of, if not Spider-Man's most popular villains. So
yeah, I would say
how they handle him in this game's universe, especially with what Brian Intar has gone on record saying, like he loves the character Venom, and he says like the Black Suit Spider-Man story is one of the best Spider-Man stories of all time, and they got to tell it the Insomniac way, not just the Venom story, but the Black Suit Spider-Man story. So that confirms pretty much that it'll be in the game, and how they go about handling it's going to be insane.
Yeah, it's like, speaking of which, it's like I think because sometimes I'm working, I think like where are some things like certain costumes and stuff that I think will be good pre-order bonuses and everything, and I'm thinking like maybe some Black Suit stuff, but I'm not sure. Cause I
Which, by the way, can we just acknowledge the fact that we have not gotten any new suits for Spider-Man Remaster? Maybe the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit.
All the PC mods have been insane.
Yeah, like that.
Have you seen the one so far for Miles yet? They finally added the actual Into the Spider-Verse suit with the hood and the Jordans. Yeah.
And speaking of suits, you know for a fact that one of the pre-order suits for Marvel Spider-Man 2 is going to be the Across the Spider-Verse Miles suit.
Oh yeah, hands down.
The movie will be out.
But also, that's
point.
already in there too in Miles on PC.
In the PC.
Somebody already did it.
Yeah, I thought about they're probably going to either add the TASM 2 suit or the No Way Homes as a pre-order bonus.
For sure.
For sure. And then it could be both. You never know. It could be both. Then maybe for the third one, it might be maybe a freshman year suit or something like that, because freshman year is a thing. But they might do something Black Suit related. For Miles, like the Across the Spider-Verse, probably his new comic book suit that he's running in the comics, and maybe Dark Ages. Like,
what about the one with the weird, the pink and red hoodie, Miles? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's that's his new comic suit. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't know. That probably won't be a pre-order suit, but I think that will be a suit in the game.
Yeah, because there's tons of great costumes. I think I will love to see. And I know people are like, oh, why didn't it have the 2 suit and all this stuff? It's like, I understand it. For a while, I was like, they don't need to. But now after they added the 2 No Way Home suits to the PS5, I'm like, okay, this was kind of weird. I could have just waited for this. It's like I could have just let's just put it in Spider-Man 2. Now it's like, because for me, it's like I would rather them just wait. It's like I would love to see the No Way Home suit, the Maze Runner 2 suit, all these, I mean, I would like to see the Superior Spider-Man suit, even if it's like, even if it's like, it has
doesn't he have like a new? Actually, I don't want. I just remember he does have a new suit in the comics, but I don't want it. Is that Osborn suit?
Yeah, that Osborn. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they could probably add it, but I'm like, I'm not gonna wear it. Like.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just realized that could add the 2099 and Spider-Punk Across the Spider-Verse. I just realized they could like
hardcore with the Across the Spider-Verse pack. They just
that'd be pretty cool. But it's like, just thinking about this stuff. It's like, thinking about this stuff just makes me very excited for. Although it's kind of funny because if they added this, I would say you took the screenshot. They'd be like, Insomniac has confirmed that the Avengers Spider-Man suit will be in the game. I'm like, let's go, yes sir, Evan.
It's our time.
Bro, can you imagine?
The 5 diehard remaining Avengers fans is like, I'm gonna buy the pre-order ASAP. Get out of my way! Like this is the one I've been waiting for. Although that was me. Also, I will say that was like, if they had like the advanced suit in for the PlayStation Spider-Man for Avengers, it's over for me. But they never did.
Yeah,
so
it was so funny how some people were like, "Oh my goodness, I really hope Avengers is connected to the Insomniac universe." And then I'm just like, "Are you sure about that?" And then it's like, "Oh," and then the game comes out, it's like, "You know what? Never mind." It's
I actually retract that statement. Yes, because I was like, maybe it'll be cool, like interacting with the Avengers in the game, because it'll be a good time. And it's like, no, it's not.
No, it's not.
But then Insomniac just makes the bold move to say, you know what? What if Wolverine's in the universe? It's like, wow.
Yeah,
okay, then.
But it's like, there's one problem I have with people, with some Marvel. They're like, Insomniac should make every single Marvel
hate those
superhero.
people.
I'm like, I'm like,
you know what I mean?
no.
Like, I hate that that sentiment,
yeah.
that notion. Like, you guys do not know what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah,
like I've said this to Franco, I've said this to Josie, I've said this on several streams. The only team who should make a Doctor Strange game is Remedy. Remedy only.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love you, Insomniac. Don't touch it, Doctor Strange. You can do Daredevil, you can do Wolverine, you can do Spider-Man, you can even do I don't know, like a Ghost Rider game. I'll give you that. Don't touch Doctor Strange.
Or Moon Knight.
Or Moon Knight. Yeah.
Like it's like because like you know, and because Guardians of the Galaxy exists, it makes their statement even. I won't say less about, but it makes it more odd because it's just like, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy was successful. Oh well, that's the PS4 miles. Okay, and like it still was a successful game.
Yeah.
You know, it won Game of the Year for Best Narrative, I believe.
Yes.
You know, it still gets tons of praise and attention. So why are you still on this argument of only somebody can make good Marvel games? It's like, no, we have another studio.
And I even went on record saying I'm more excited for the EA Iron Man game than the Captain America Black Panther game. I know that might be a hot take, but it's because of how, if you read, like I've done videos on all these articles that they put out with the creative team and the general manager of Motive Studios who's making the game. You can feel the passion in their voice, in their statements for the game and the character of Iron Man in general. I'm sure, you know, Amy Hennig is a visionary, and I love the Uncharted games, but I need to see more about that first to really get excited for the Captain America Black Panther game, because I want a Fantastic Four game. I'm still upset it's not a Fantastic Four game, but the Iron Man game, like imagine like the full, you know, focused story dedicated to Tony Stark and his journey as Iron Man and all that. Jesus, Abomination just spamming the ground, taking away all my health. If they do that for Iron Man, like what they did for Spider-Man and the Guardians, it's going to be amazing.
And also, Troy Baker is still saying that he's still down to do a Daredevil game.
Yep.
You know what?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
He's been saying this for like years now, and I'm like, yes, Troy, keep pestering Bill Roseman for this Daredevil game that we all want. What the fuck, Bucky? Oh, he just jumped over the railing for no reason.
Yep, and you know what? I'm gonna say it. Okay.
Oh wait.
There is.
Pick him up.
There is people, you know, always talk about Troy Baker as a great voice acting and everything, and of course he is. But there's one role I feel people always overlook. I'm like, he does a great job, and you know, it makes it weird because I'm just saying it was a successful PlayStation 4 entry. It got tons of great reviews, you know. So I'm like, we gonna sleep on Delsin from Infamous Second Son? Like, Delsin is so dope. What are we doing? Like, come on now.
Smoke is the best power in any Infamous game. Fight me on this.
Ooh, that is, dude. You know what? I always debate.
I always go back and forth between smoke or concrete.
It's hard. I say smoke because of how cool it is to go through the vents and the what is it? The bomb move, the super move he does.
Oh,
yeah,
aerial drop.
That flies up in the air and you're like,
yeah. Wait a minute. Wait, don't you say concrete?
Yeah.
Begs like pardon? That is mid at best.
He becomes Geodude in real life.
Yeah, it's so funny because I'm over here being like, yo, if you think about neat, yo, Sega Son's kind of like the best free roaming avatar last airbending game. You know, you got four elements. You know, you got smoke, you got neon, you got video, you got concrete. It's like you're the avatar up in here.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that's why it's insane when you start off with smoke and then you get all the neon and video. Whoa, but then smoke you just dash through the air and you have the thrusters like Cole does, and then it's just
it's so good because
they all have the thrusters, but like the classic like I don't know. It just felt like we're back in it, baby, with the thrusters.
It's so cool because and I even got my friend MCU man to actually try out Second Son, and he was like, "I'm really enjoying this. This is really good. Like, this is really good. You know,
it is good. I don't know why people didn't like it, which is why it was nuts when it was rumored that Sucker Punch was going to make the Spider-Man game. And it's like, yes, baby, we're gonna get Infamous meets Spider-Man. It's about time. And then it was Insomniac. Like, okay, we got way better.
Yeah, because it was because I realized like that. I guess Second Son is quote unquote the weakest Sucker Punch game. It's not even the worst because worst implies it's bad. Like, if you look on Metacritic and look at general reviews, but it still is considered. It's still considered a good game. Mm-hmm. When I say weak, I mean mainline games. The weakest is probably one of those Infamous DLC. I think Festival of Blood might be the weakest one overall, but I think in terms of main games, Second Son is the weakest. But even then, like if your weakest is an 80-something, then that says a lot about how good your games are. If you're weak, because like I see people say Second Son ruins the continuity of Infamous. They don't like Devs as a character and all that stuff, and I'm like, the continuity stuff I can understand, but we read comics, so when you see Ultra Peter be like, "Hey, I'm alive again," okay,
yes,
all right,
hello,
so it's like conduits being alive again and all that stuff. It's like that's fine because there's less of them. If someone tried to be disingenuous saying it ruins Cole's legacy. I'm like, hold up,
No.
rewind.
Which is why
How does it
I'm
ruin
glad
his
that
legacy?
they didn't. Well, I guess they. Well, it's weird because Sucker Punch confirmed that the canon ending is the good ending, which is why Second Son kind of starts like, well, conduits are back somehow. But then Zeke is in the DLC, the Paper Trail DLC. No,
Oh no, it's
the Cole's
it's
Legacy DLC.
Yeah,
just Cole's Legacy deal. Paper Trail, something else. Yeah, and then they do that, and then it's like they don't like he says Cole would be proud, indicating that he's dead, but you still get the ambiguity of it, like, ooh, is he really dead though? Maybe he's.
Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, no. It does. They said it's no. It's the first dead drop he gave. He said when Cole McGrath died, he took all the other conduits with them. So yeah, the first part just.
But then they come
yes,
back.
Cole is dead
somehow. So it's like.
Because they try to basically say that no. Augustine says conduits. Like, she said conduits did live through Cole's gifts, which basically says that like some conduits were able to avoid the blast, but it was way less than the others. I like to think, because like the thing about Infamous is I kind of like how it's up to the person to take that information. Like, okay, how do you think they survived? It's like, well, maybe the Beast, maybe because she was so new to it that the R5 didn't really affect her as much. Same with like Cecilia, and same with these other condoms that the Beast was able to make, which is why the condoms are still kind of around, or maybe it just dampens their powers, but then after a while it starts to come back for certain people.
Right.
So like, it's kind of like to think stuff like that. But when people say it disrespects Cole's legacy, I'm like, in what sense? Because the reason Cole sacrificed himself was to cure the plague and kill the Beast. The Beast is dead, and there's no such thing as the plague anymore in Second Son. So how does it disrespect Cole's legacy? And fun fact, if you're playing on good path, you will hear civilians sometimes yell out, "You're the second coming of Cole," implying that you're the second, you're the second generation of like hero conduits like Cole McGrath. So it's like if that's not showing that,
by the way,
where are you going?
The chest.
Like if that there isn't showing that they're showing tons of respect and love to Cole, but also trying to show respect for Delsin, then I don't know what at that point. It's like I don't know what to tell you.
Especially, I think, even though it's funny because the game is called Infamous, which is the name that you get when you're fully evil, but I think both Cole and Delsin are canon good. I mean, Cole is for sure canon good, but I also think Delsin is canon good as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely for sure.
On your left.
Because the character development he goes through,
that was hilarious.
Fits, like the character development he goes through fits too well for good karma. It's like, because like it's like you start back where you ended, like you start with Delsin spray painting, making fun of Reggie, but then it ends with him honoring his birthday in loving memory of Reggie. And even and even when Reggie dies, he's saying, I'm so proud of you, you always have been. It fits with good karma.
Evil, it's
but
like,
evil,
no
it's like you're proud of what? Like,
yeah.
Like,
what are you talking about? I'm proud of you becoming this murdering psychopath.
I'm so happy that you're killing people. Yay, what up?
Woo! And he becomes like super, the only thing I can justify is maybe like killing Hank, but then even then he becomes like the bigger guy again. Like he goes past that.
Oh wait, by the way, Evan, MCU Man is here. He's in the chat. He asked you a question.
Man.
Yep, he said, Evan, do you like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes?
Yeah, the show? Yes.
Yeah.
Great show.
Dude, I watched that.
One of the best versions of Hulk we ever have. Like,
yes,
to be
sir,
honest.
Yes, sir. I surprised him when I was watching it because he let me, he gave me he made an account for me for Disney Plus. And
nice.
And I was
he's going past me. Oh yeah, you used the sprint.
And then I was looking like, he realized Avengers. Let me try Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I was hooked. I'm like, I can't stop watching. You're hooked on a show when you have to watch it on your phone when you're eating. You're like, I can't stop watching. Let me eat while I watch it, bro.
Let me fuel myself while I fuel myself with hype from the show. Because it's just that good.
Yeah.
That, and then there was another Marvel show. Oh yeah, which I did review a while ago about, but Iron Man Armored Adventures, banger show.
Yeah, that was such a good show, man. I like that. That was my first real introduction to Iron Man in the sense of like I knew who he was, but I didn't really follow him, if that makes sense. So when I actually, obviously I know it's very different from the comic. Obviously, he's a grown man, not a 16, 15-year-old. So it's like I was just so hooked. I'm like,
twist on the character though to do it like that.
Yeah, so so it's like I was just really hooked. I really like the characters. The animation, the art style still holds up to this day.
Yes.
Like it has aged very well, honestly. So it's like for me, it's like I can confidently say like if you haven't watched the show, definitely give it a watch. Although I will say, like, yeah,
Also, make sure you stream Tenas. Make sure you watch Tenas.
Yes.
On Disney Plus, man, baby.
A certain friend of mine hates the show. I'm not gonna say who. You know, I'm not gonna say who, but he's like,
it's okay to be wrong.
I'm like,
it's okay to be wrong. It happens.
To be fair, we didn't meet because he hated TASM 1. So he was like, I hate TASM 1, but then we talked about it, and then he gave me that shot. He then he was like, no, this isn't that bad. This is
Alright, now when are we getting superhero movie on Netflix or any streaming service?
It's insane that we
I need my Dragonfly. Alright, Rick Riker. Like, he's been for too long.
I honestly cannot see Rick Riker the same. Let's say I cannot see Rick. I just cannot see Rick Riker the same way anymore, considering what Drake Bell has been up to in the last couple of years, I should say. So like my god, like the stuff that Drake Bell did during last year, it's like, bro.
On your left.
Like.
You're going so fast.
My poor boy. But speaking, so we've been talking about a lot about Marvel recently, but can we talk about the fact that future DC games?
No, come back here.
But I saw you were running, but you had your hand out instead of crossed like he does.
Yeah, because I accidentally stopped. Yeah, that's why.
Hilarious.
I
thought I was
trying to parry.
No, but like, can we talk about the fact that it is confirmed that DC games in the future will now take place in the DC films?
Yes.
I can't stand that.
I hate that, and I like James Gunn. Okay, I don't think it's his fault. I think it's whoever's in the higher ups pulling the strings, and if he's the one pulling the strings, then I take back what I just said.
Okay, that was sick.
Idiotic move. But we both jumped together. That was amazing. What was I gonna say? Okay, so he clarified it's going to be some of them. So like he said, not all of them are going to be fully connected to the DCU. But again, that he probably means just the ones that are in development right now with Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman. Those aren't going to be affected because they're already so heavy in development that they can't change them at this point. So he means whatever game is next, whatever game is after Wonder Woman, because that's the game that's probably going to release the latest. Because Suicide Squad comes out next year, Gotham Knights is already out. And we don't really know if they're going to get Venom or not, which would be in its own universe. But if they do, then that's in its own universe. I'm talking about like if they do a Flash game or a Superman game or a Green Lantern game or whatever. If they do any of those, it's going to be tied into the DC EU, you know. And I think stupid, dumb, terrible corporate decision. Hate it with all my heart and soul. And it's spitting in the face also of the legacy that Kevin Conroy had with the Arkham games. Because you would not have those stories with those characters without the greatness that was the narrative storytelling within those games, which in my opinion rivaled that of the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy or any of the other Batman movies we've seen. Like that same thing, like Spider-Man PS4 is my favorite Spider-Man thing in all of existence, better than the Raimi movies, better than the Amazing movies, better than the MCU films, because just its own original universe creating a narrative that tells its own Peter Parker story. And it offers for a new variety of character portrayals, which is great, which is why if we got a Superman game, it would likely be Henry Cavill's Superman, which I love, but I don't want his Superman in the game. I want the actual, real, you know, original version of Superman. Like the developers' take on Superman. That's why we're getting the Motive Iron Man game. It's not Tony, it's not, you know, why am I blanking? Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark. It's just Tony Stark. It's just like Iron Man VR. Was great. Even though it was a VR game, it still told a really compelling Iron Man story that was original to the character. So that decision with DC games is limiting creative freedom, and I don't understand why some people are thinking it's okay. Like, oh, it's fine. Like, oh, I can't wait to see it tie into the DC universe. What universe? What movies is DC making that are good or worthwhile? They even got rid of it by making the new Batman movie with a different Batman. They didn't even stick with Ben Affleck until the Snyder Cut was forcefully released. They didn't even want to release it. Snyder Cut just happened because the fan demand was so high. They only released it because the fans kept pestering them. If you noticed that, like Warner Bros. was like, yeah, we love the Snyder Cut. No, because then you would have made the Snyder Cut the priority of release for Justice League. But instead we got the Whedonverse cut, which was terrible, and then we got the better version a couple years later. How much later was it? Was it 2020 when it came out?
2021.
2021. Oh my god. So 4 years later. 4 years later. Nonsense. So
Yeah. Oh wait, but wait, brother. Can y'all hear me? I switched.
I
to my
saw.
phone.
Yeah,
Can y'all still hear
you
me?
left, but then you joined again, and I can hear you, and I think the party can hear you too. Everyone, by
Okay.
the way,
All right,
I haven't asked it for a while. Leave a like. It's not a Spider-Man video, but it's Marvel's Avengers. We're having fun.
I mean, shoot, it could be Spider-Man. My PS4 wasn't being garbage. It could be like, it's Spider-Man. I got 58 minutes left, bro. I got 58 minutes.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh my lord.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with us, JP. We appreciate it. We love having you here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, bro. No problem. You know what? Yeah, no, but I agree, man. It's like it's just I don't. It feels like we haven't.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on all
trying
this?
to like it feels like they haven't moved past movie tie-in games. It's like it feels like these years of having these wonderful superhero games. Not even licensed. Infamous, Prototype.
Yes.
Sunset Overdrive, from what I've heard. All these really great games.
To an extent, the
to
older Saints Row games, which were nuts, but
Oh yeah. Like yeah. So it's like we move past the whole. It must be connected to a movie. So now I'm not saying every movie tie-in game is bad. Of course, Spider-Man 2 was revolutionary. If we didn't have Spider-Man 2, I'd argue we wouldn't have the Arkham game.
We wouldn't have Arkham, and we wouldn't have Spider-Man PS4 for sure.
It's like Spider-Man 2 is so revolutionary. It's like another great movie tie-in was Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 3 on the 360. Even PS2 is fun. X-Men Origins Wolverine. There has been really good games that are connected to movies. But the thing is,
we move past that.
9 to 10, they pale in comparison to games that do their own thing. Like, I stand by Ultimate Spider-Man with the Shadow.
Okay, go. No. Go.
Bucky on Bucky action. You got it? Okay, I got it now too. Wait, Black Widow, get out of the way.
No.
Bucky on Bucky action, baby. Here we go. What? Wait, are we doing the same thing?
Yeah.
I think we just did the same move in the same spot.
Yeah, I think we just did the same moves.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, but it's still cool.
And I was talking to my friend about this because
no, it is, I guess.
And I was talking to my friend about this, and I understood his perspective. He said, it's very good to chew more on this universe.
Where'd you go?
Have more on this,
I got stuck on a
there you
table.
To have more in this universe that you can focus on. And I'm like, I understand that, but I feel like trying to make it into a game is much harder because firstly, like you said, Evan, when you make a rush the game, you can feel it. When it's rushed, you're like, this feels rushed.
Yep.
This does not feel finished. And at best, it will be an average game for $60. And like I said, there are people out there who aren't into games, but they want to follow
Gotham
the
Knights.
Now they have to buy a $500 console. Now they have to buy a $60 game just to understand what's going on in the universe. And you can say, oh, well, you don't have to play. You just watch the cutscenes. But that's still, and it's like, okay, fair enough. That is true. But some people it's like fair enough that is true, but to still do that takes a lot of time, more time than just watching a movie. Because even with the MCU, what they're doing with Disney,
there's more
you're
to
still
explore.
watching stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you're just you're still in the vein of I'm just watching entertainment. I don't have to go out and buy Marvel's Avengers to no, that's just its own thing. So it's because imagine if instead of MCU Spider-Man, we had this Sonic Spider-Man. But to understand what he's talking about when he references Mr. Negative and Doc Ock, you gotta go buy a PS4 and go play Spider-Man PS4. It's like, yeah, no, those are great games. But that's still not a good idea to just be like, let me go buy a whole extra console, even if you're not into video games. It's like, that's not, because it's like, and also it's like, vice versa, what if someone is a really, and also, and I told them, it's very unbalanced. Like, when you watch an MCU movie, most characters are pretty even. The only one that has a little bit more you're connected with is like probably Iron Man. Because you watch the first Avengers movie, Iron Man has had 2, and everyone else has had 1 movie. But it's not so much that feels unbalanced. But if you have like a 20+ hour game, because let's say the Wonder Woman game was against the DCU, right? Let's say that game is like 15 hours just to beat the main story. Then when she's in the DC movie or whatever, you're gonna feel more connected to her because you guys spend more time with her.
Spend more time with her, exactly.
So it's like it's a very unbalanced. It doesn't feel. It feels the worst for people. Oh, I played that game, so I know what they're talking about. But for people, and also it's for people.
That's why I will argue. Sorry to cut you off. I will just say that's why I will argue what you were saying about the length of the game being longer and having more time to dive into its characters. That's why I will argue that even though I mean, Spider-Man 2002 is my favorite Spider-Man movie. I really like Spider-Man 2, but I think the whole dynamic with Peter Parker struggling to be Spider-Man, whether he should decide or not, I mean, it was obviously handled better in the movie because you see Peter outside of being Spider-Man. He takes a break for a while. And the game, they didn't do that at that point. It was just you're still Spider-Man 24/7. But you do get like those moments of talking to Peter with Mary Jane and Harry and whatever. But what I think the game had such a big leverage of was with Black Cat. Not just because I love Black Cat, but because you get that dynamic. They stopped out like the empty Peter moments with like, oh, he's not being Spider-Man, to him having a conflict of being Spider-Man while talking to Black Cat. Whereas like, maybe I should just be Spider-Man all the time and not be Peter Parker instead of just not being Spider-Man at all, which they did a twist. They flipped it on its head, like, well, maybe I should just be Spider-Man instead of just be Peter Parker. And I really love how they handled that in the game, and that's how you get those great sequences within Spider-Man PS4 with Black Cat talking to her as Spider-Man, and Mary Jane as Peter, and Miles as Peter as well. And that's how, it starts that. But that's, again, we've moved past the movie tie-in era. We've moved past these forcefully tied into properties. Just let them live in their own space. Like, again, the Guardians of the Galaxy game version of the characters is the best version of the characters in any form of media, in my opinion. Better than the movies, better than the comics. That was excellent.
I mean, agree, man. That game still makes me like
Nikki as a character. I don't think Nikki is in the comics. I could be wrong, but Nikki Gold, you know what they did with her? Like, you know, Star-Lord's not really daughter, but kind of daughter. Like, man, what a character in that game. And you played, and Franco has also played too, Persona 5 Royal, so you'll know what I'm talking about here. They did a Maruki on her, bro. I cried. Where it's like, don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to live in your dream world? Like, no, I don't, because it's not real. And it hurt me because, like, no, I wanted to live in this dream world with my family and with all the Guardians hanging out at Peter's house and this farm, but
man, it's just, man.
Rest in peace, Billy.
Billy, you are Billy the best, dude. Oh my god, my soul broke when that news came out.
Yeah, same. Oh.
Yeah, but now this is.
He was taken from us too soon.
Oh wait, who did he voice?
Maruki.
Dr. Maruki.
Dr. Maruki.
Oh, man. Can I just have one to be without? First Kevin Conway, then Jason David Frey. Now,
yes, dude.
I'm just like,
God.
Y'all, I can't handle this, man.
It's not cool, dude.
Man, we lost Batman and the Green Ranger on the same month.
Yeah, bro. Like, and it makes it work because this is the month where Stan Lee passed away. It's like, can we not? Like, can we just like
stop? Exactly. Like, it's all near the end of 2022 as well. Like, why is this happening now? Why is it happening at all, first of all? But what's happening at the end of the year that makes this need to happen?
But also, I know, like, for me personally, even though I love JDF as the Green Ranger, for me he'll always be the Black Dino Ranger.
Yes, baby.
Yeah, same. Like,
yes.
Yes, I'm over it. Like, I grew up with Dino Thunder, man.
Yes.
I just still have the Dino Thunder Morpher when I was a kid. I'm like, yo, like, I just was like, hey, you know what?
I swear to God, I think somewhere, because it might be in storage or something, I swear to God, I feel like I have the White Ranger Morpher somewhere in my collection. Because the White Ranger is my favorite Power Ranger of all time. He's Trent Mercer.
Yeah, bro, that's probably my favorite Morpher of theirs. So like, just like the classic
Zord,
his
Megazord looks cool. His outfit's amazing. His story is fantastic. Trent Mercer is an incredible character in the series. Like, oh man, his arc is great.
Oh, dude, it's so good because, like, you know, because like it feels like it is a good callback to Tommy.
Yes.
You know, was in Evil Ranger. You know, like, you know, first has a good heart, but is corrupted by an evil power. Now it's to like fight people who he could see as friends and all that stuff. And it's like, it's a very good callback, which is why Tommy is like the most understanding of Trent's condition, because, you know, Tommy's like, hey, I've been in his shoes, I know what that's like,
I know what's going on with you, and I can help you. And he's like, I'm controlled by Mesogog and all that. Yeah, it's like that, and when they get like the bikes, the ATVs, I mean, where they're like, where he's like, it's like clearly it's meant for Tommy with the Black Ranger ATV. He's like, oh, who's this for? And then Ethan, the Blue Ranger, is like, make way. He's like, sorry, Ethan, I think I'll try it out first. And he's like, oh, man. And then he's like, oh, great work, Trent. What's this made of, like a 12-stroke engine or whatever? He's like, yeah, it is. Like, 12-stroke engines don't exist, Trent. And he's like, Mesogog doesn't make monsters that turn people nice either. It's like, oh,
like, oh yeah, that was.
Here he goes.
Like,
yeah.
Bro, that's
that was
crazy.
great.
Oh,
I love it when he
man,
was
like,
evil Trent, then he became good. Good Ranger. He became good Ranger, White Ranger, but he still had like the evil red looking visor. It's like, yeah, buddy, keep that.
Like yeah, it was. Like I was like, yes, sir, keep that, bro. Like I even love like the White Ranger versus like evil White Clone Ranger. I'm like, oh, this is so dope. Oh,
Super
so
Dino
cool.
mode, like yeah, baby, get him.
I was like, bro, let's go.
Oh,
bro,
yeah.
And when they all like did the Dino Thunder power, because obviously like, oh, White Ranger, Dino power, like
yes,
like, no, Dino Thunder power. I'm like, oh, let's go. Oh,
dude, he's like he's the cool guy of the group because he doesn't do like Dino Thunder power, but just has his own. Because even Tommy says Dino Thunder power, but he's just like White Ranger, Dino power. He's like, wow, he doesn't even do like a cool little hand motion thing. He just puts the morpher up to his mouth and then hits the button, and he's like,
yeah, bro.
Hype,
bro,
perfect.
Dude, and people say, oh, like people say, oh, Endgame was the best crossover. I'm like, excuse me, like the top ones are
Ninja Storm, baby,
Hannah Montana, like it's like my top 3 is like a Hannah Montana crossing over with That's a Ravens. We have Zach Cody. Number 2 is the same thing, but they're on the ship, they're on deck, and then 1 is Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm. Like, bro, because like I watch both, so when they both work together, I'm like, oh,
it's
yo,
go time.
I'm like,
that was hype.
It's like, yeah, it's like that boys Avengers symbol.
Yes.
Man, the Ninja Storm Dino Thunder team up. Let's go.
the Thunderstorm team up where they get like they got all the main Power Rangers, but then they have the extra Rangers too. Like so they have the White Ranger, Black Ranger, Samurai Ranger, the Thunder Rangers. And then they go up against all like Elsa and all the like the enemies with man.
And then I got old and then I realized they crossed over with SPD and I was like
that one I don't remember seeing as much because I do remember the Ninja Storm one where they team up with SPD Rangers in space and because they go to space, don't they?
Oh wait, no. SPD is the future. It's like Time Force, but like they're future like officers.
But they're in like another planet or something, aren't they? Or is it Earth?
No.
Or is it another planet?
Yeah.
Wait, you're talking about Forever Red, where they like the
no. Where Dino Thunder teams up with SPD.
SPD is just in the future, but they like it's on Earth, but they have aliens that come to Earth to live and. It's like they learn to live in harmony together. SPD is just in the future. It's just like that.
That one I don't remember as much, but I do remember seeing them team up. Because I remember that was after Dino Thunder was over, because SPD came out afterwards. So you see Connor, Ethan, and Kira, they're older. They look a bit older. It's like, oh man, now I feel old.
I feel old now.
At a staging base in a back to
it'll be what was it, 20 years? No, 30 years. 20 years in 2 years.
And many of the technological
Dino Thunder.
Dino Thunder, yeah.
2003, yeah. Oh no, 2004. No, 2004. Yeah. 2024. 2 years.
Yeah, but back to the whole DC games topic.
Yeah, my God, sorry, we just went on a giant tangent with Power Rangers, but it's okay. That's what we do on these streams. We're professionals. That's what
we're professionals.
I'm so professional when it comes to streaming that I don't have a Twitch account and I rarely stream at all. So that's how you know I take it seriously over here.
That's why I think it was a clever move from Marvel to actually have Marvel Games be its own thing. So we have Marvel Studios, which is the movies and TV shows. We have Marvel Comics, which is the division of the comics, and then we have Marvel Games, which is the division for the games. So then all of these,
exactly,
and then all these companies. All of them are doing their own thing. Obviously, like the movies and shows are focusing their own thing. The comics are focusing their own thing. The games are focusing their own.
Stuck on me.
Yeah.
And then the games. And then the games are their own thing. So now it's like DC is like literally taking the opposite. Now it's like, everything's connected.
Because because that's why Bill Roseman is in charge pretty much. I mean, there is the other guy who doesn't have Twitter, which is interesting. Mike Jones, I think his name is.
Mike Jones.
who's in Marvel games, because Bill Roseman's the vice president. The main president is someone else.
Yes.
I think it's Mike Jones or something like that, who's in charge of the president of Marvel Games. But he's never online. But of course, when we think of Marvel Games, we think of Bill Roseman, because he's like what Ghosty is saying, which is a great point, that he's in charge, pretty much, vice president, head creative director of Marvel Games and all their projects. Then Kevin Feige, he's controlling the movies. He's got the movie side of things. And I'm sure there's someone else whose name is forgetting, but who's in charge of the TV stuff and the comics, you know? Each division has their own leader, which allows them to thrive in their own way. Like, Bill Roseman's not worrying about what movie's coming out next to make a Wolverine game. Just like, let's make a Wolverine game. But then he even said, actually, scratch that, it wasn't even Bill Roseman, it was Insomniac who asked Marvel, like, hey, can you make a Wolverine game? He's like, yes. Because that's what they said. They said, like, can we do another Marvel game? You bet your sweet ass you can. And then same thing with Marvel. They're like, let's partner up with these other developers who are wanting to create these great experiences. Even though it's EA, let's go to Motive. Let's see what they have cooking with Iron Man. Let's go to Amy Hennig to make a Marvel game. Let's license these things out. Let's branch out with our, you know, our lineup of characters, and let's see what they can offer us to provide something fresh and new for our audience, which is great. Then the movies feel different. Then the comics feel different. Then the shows feel different. They're not constrained or confined by what anything else is doing, because they're all living in their own space. With James Gunn, it seems like he's in charge of everything now. If he's the one calling the shots at DC, it seems like he's willingly accepting this to happen, although I'm assuming maybe there might be another like big wig executive at Warner Brothers saying, let's do this, let's connect it all, so that way we can get the MCU, we can beat them. But that in turn is going to hurt what they're trying to do with these games and the movies. It's not going to allow one to boost the other, it's just going to hurt both at the same time. Because then some people who watch movies may not play games. Some people who play games, like me, don't necessarily care about the movies. I don't want to have to watch Black Adam to then watch another show in the DC universe of whatever, and then watch the terrible, hopefully non-existent Flash movie with Ezra Miller, to then get a Flash video game and just understand what's happening there. No, I just want to have a Flash game be a Flash game. I want to have a Superman game be a Superman game. I don't want them to connect, because that's not good business practice. That's not good marketing, and it's not a strategic move, because they don't know what makes games special compared to the movies. They all live freely in their own universe, and they don't need to rely on each other. That's why they work.
Yeah, and like imagine like if they announce a new Batman game, and then they say, oh, this Batman game's gonna have Ben Affleck as the one voicing Batman. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but it's like we already have this version of Batman for the movies, you know? It's
exactly.
Like there's no need for this version of Batman to be in the games, you know? You can just have a new Batman. Obviously, it cannot be voiced by Evan Conroy, obviously, because obviously due to what happened. But like, you can still make a new version of Batman. You know, you can have someone else to play this version of Batman specifically. And I think that's the other thing, is that because they don't really they don't really have a lot of game developers to make these games, like outside of Rocksteady, Wonder Woman Montreal, and now Monolith, who's making the Wonder Woman game. But like you know, they only make games with the developers that they own, but they don't really actually reach out to other third-party developers, like what Marvel is doing with EA and Square Enix and all that. Like, they're not really doing that. Which I think
a big weakness, in my opinion, what they're doing, because that's not allowing for creative freedom, and it's not allowing for new types of games. Like, I would love to see a DC game made by frickin' Remedy, or a DC game made by Naughty Dog, or a DC game made by Sony Santa Monica, or just Ubisoft, or whoever. Like, I don't know, just any other developer other than the ones that they own on their own studio. Because they have NetherRealm, Rocksteady, and Monolith. And I'm sure a couple others, but those main three are the big ones. That's why we keep getting Injustices. That's why we keep getting Batman Arkham-style games, even though Gotham Knights was not that great. And then they got Suicide Squad, which is still Rocksteady, and it's still in the Arkhamverse. So, you know, cool for the Arkham fans out there, but I want something new. I want something that's like, wow, I'm real, like that, again, like the Wonder Woman game. That's going to be a Game of the Year contender, because it's new, it's fresh. Monolith has never made a DC game before, so even though it's owned by Warner Brothers, that studio, it's still like a new take on a franchise from a studio that's passionate about the character.
Yeah,
like,
and that's
passionate about like the Justice League that would make a game about them? Who's passionate about Teen Titans? Let's make a Teen Titans game. I want a Teen Titans game. I want a Starfire game. Why not?
Or hell, like a game, hell, even like a game with, I don't know, other DC characters, like, you know, Green Arrow, or Blue Beetle, or...
Oh yeah,
or, I don't know, like freaking Shazam, or, you know, Hawkman, like, literally any of these characters have potential to have their own games. But no, instead we're still getting Batman, we're getting Suicide Squad, and we're getting we're getting Wonder Woman. But what I'm saying is that there's not really a lot of variety. Exactly. Like we're not getting more. We're only relying on characters that we've already done before, or characters that are related to the big names. That's why we got Gotham Knights, and that's why we're getting Suicide Squad, because they're both Batman-related characters.
But also, but you know why? Why do you think Rocksteady is making a Suicide Squad game?
Because because they're related to Batman.
Yes, in a way, but also because they have movies. Because
they have
prominence in the DC universe of. Because the DC extended universe, the Suicide Squad movies, both of them, the first one, the James Gunn one, are both in the Snyderverse, which is what I call it. I hate the DCEU. It sounds stupid. It's the Snyderverse. It's the Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Snyder Cut, Batfleck, that universe. The Suicide Squad is part of that universe, and because they're so prominent in these films, for whatever reason, I don't know why they made two separate Suicide Squad movies, both of which I'm not a fan of.
You really don't like the one with James Gunn?
No. I don't know. It just didn't feel right.
I thought it was much better than the first one.
Well, of course it was. It was miles better than the first one, by a long shot. Anything's better than that first movie. But the movie itself is just like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of these characters. And they tried to make me attach them. And Starro, of course. Why again? Starro and Gotham Knights? Makes no sense. You know why it does make sense, though? Because he was in the Suicide Squad movie. So they're already starting. They're already starting with the universes connected to make it feel like, oh, Starro's in Gotham Knights. Well, he was in the film. That's why he's in this game. Oh, a Suicide Squad game? Well, because we got the Suicide Squad movie. That makes sense. No, it doesn't. It makes no sense at all. It's a really bad business practice. It lacks creative freedom. It lowers creativity. And it's just not a good way to go about marketing these games. In my opinion, you guys can feel different, that's totally fine, but I just think it's not a good decision.
And also, with Gotham Knights, Batgirl is in the Gotham Knights, and we had a Batgirl movie, but then it was unfortunately scrapped, canceled. And also, like, I don't know, maybe like if they were to make a Superman.
And the worst thing about that situation, it was like, oh, they're having production issues or something. Maybe they got to fix the story, whatever. It was done. The movie was finished, and they just canceled anyways because for a tax write-off instead.
For a tax write-off, yeah, exactly. Which is honestly like the dumbest decision you could ever make as a company. Like, why cancel the movie when the movie was basically like in the finishing stages? Like, it just makes no sense.
And it was gonna have Brendan Fraser as frickin' Firefly, which would have been so dope.
Yes.
Our boy Brendan Fraser. My God.
From Mummy Heights, and also from Doom Patrol, which I have not seen. Well, I've seen some of it, and it's okay, but he's Robot Man in that, and it's great.
Yeah, it's like now it's like if they were to make a new Superman game, they're mostly gonna have some tie-ins if they were to make a new Superman game, you can bet your money that's gonna have some tie-ins to the next Superman movie with Henry Cavill, which I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that Henry.
He's great. I don't want a Superman game based on Henry Cavill's Superman. I just want a Superman game based on Superman. You know, the guy from the comic books, which is what all these games should be based off of. Is the comics they're based from, not the films. Which some of them aren't even that great. The majority of them aren't even that great. I don't even like Batman vs Superman or Wonder Woman 1984, whatever it was, or Shazam. Black Adam was okay.
Black Adam.
You didn't like Shazam?
No, it was good. I'm just saying it's like not like a wow, I gotta see this movie again, you know?
Okay.
That was fine. But not like anything that's worth of a game property. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want a Shazam video game. I don't want a Black Adam video game. I don't want a what's the other movie that's coming out? Actually, you know what? Aquaman game could be cool, but it's done right. I was gonna say they still have the Aquaman 2 coming out soon, I think.
With Aquaman 2, yeah, next year. It's coming out next year. And yeah, that's the other thing. Now, I don't know, like a Justice League game. Oh, the new Justice League game. Let's put some characters that are being featured in the movies. Like, you know, obviously, like we're getting like the Justice Leagues that we see in Suicide Squad. If you notice, all those are characters that we have already seen in the movies, with the exception of Jon Stewart. But like, you know, that could be an exception.
By the way, the best Green Lantern.
Yes.
Yes.
Hal Jordan can kiss my ass. Hal Jordan can kiss my ass.
Hal Jordan can go kiss his ass.
Yep.
Guy Gardner can go kiss his ass.
Guy Gardner is he's just a meme at this point, but yes. Because I am so happy that they're doing Jon Stewart Green Lantern in the Suicide Squad game instead of Hal Jordan, because he's such a good character. So I'm glad that they're going to make him like the canon or like the main Green Lantern of that.
Yeah. Oh, and I just remember.
So here's the thing. Kill the Justice League is literally the name of that Suicide Squad game, right? If anything, from what they've shown in the trailers, I think Flash is going to die. Because he's, if you notice, him and Superman are the only ones who are mind-controlled. Green Lantern isn't mind-controlled. Wonder Woman isn't mind-controlled. I don't know if Aquaman's in the game, and Batman's supposedly dead, so...
Supposedly.
Quote-unquote
So wait,
dead.
we have 4 known Justice League members, right? Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern. Is there anyone else?
No, I think it's only 5. There's only 5 members.
Wait. Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern. Who's the fifth one?
It depends.
Because apparently Batman was in this Justice League, but then because
it's the Batmobile, but it's not the one from Arkham Knight. It's some different Batmobile.
It's a different. I think it's like a makeshift Batmobile from like that small guy who made it. I think.
Yeah.
The guy in the jetpack that we see at the trailer.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, it looks like he made that Batmobile. But yeah, I think the Justice League lineup in this universe was Superman, Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and then the Flash.
So 5 members.
The 5 members. I don't think Aquaman was. I don't think he was shown up in any of the trailers or any of the promotional marketing. So I think it's only.
Moo says Cyborg. Maybe I don't know if he would be the part of them or the Teen Titans, but.
No, I don't think Cyborg is in this universe. At least not that we have seen. But like, yeah, basically 4 members is what we're seeing. So Superman and Flash are the ones being mind controlled, and then I'm assuming Jon Stewart and Wonder Woman will somehow help the Suicide Squad, because I have the feeling that, and yeah, I do agree with Evan saying that if one of the Justice League members is going to die, it's most likely going to be the Flash. Because it's like, well, how can you kill Superman? Oh, just use kryptonite. That's easy. When in reality, it's like, no, kryptonite is weakens Superman, but it's not going to outright directly kill him. So if anything, I think they're just gonna knock out Superman and just trying to put him out of his mind control thing. But the Flash, I have the feeling that he's probably gonna get either injured really badly or flat out killed. It'll be
because he looked like pretty. There was like a shot in the trailer where like one of his his lenses were broken or something, and he was like laughing kind of evilly because he's mind controlled and Superman's mind controlled, but it doesn't look like Wonder Woman or Green Lantern are mind controlled. So that tells me that, obviously, of course, because we just love having evil Superman, don't we? So he's going to probably be one of the big bad bosses of the game. And I hate evil Superman, by the way. Just needs to go die. Injustice makes sense. Injustice makes sense, but the other things just,
No,
even Injustice is like it's just it's a what is it, Elseworld story? So it's like fine.
Yeah.
But like I'm talking about canon. Classic universe Superman, Justice League, Suicide Squad Superman, he's evil. There was another Superman who was Man of Steel kind of felt, not Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman felt the need to make Superman not evil, but just like more brooding and serious. Like, okay, well, chill out.
Well, BVS and the Snyder Cut, they also tease evil Superman.
Anyone else getting deja vu, or is it
yes.
just me? Get it?
So, but thankfully,
hopefully he snaps out of it or whatever, and he becomes an ally or something. Because, man, I'm gonna need, which is very concerning. I mean, Spider-Man 2, we haven't seen gameplay of yet. Makes sense because it's set for 2023, but that was always 2023. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League had got a delay because Gotham Knights was taking its sweet time, being a terrible mess. And then it was supposed to come out this year, and it got pushed back again to 2023. And even then, we haven't really seen gameplay demo. We've seen like a gameplay snippets of the trailer, but even those gameplay snippets in the trailer do not give me a whole lot of confidence. And it just looks like Marvel's Avengers again. So I'm not really looking forward to what that could be. Maybe the story's good. Maybe the gameplay's fun. Don't know yet. We haven't seen barely enough of it to make that.
And also, actually,
I know I'm kind of worried because Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad were made during like the Avengers development cycle. So they probably thought, oh yeah, these live service games are definitely the way to go. This is what people want.
God.
And then they saw Avengers and how that turned out. Like, yikes! Let's not do that.
Yikes! Let's not do that. Yeah.
Let's probably not ruin our game with live service garbage because 1,000%. I don't care what anyone says. Gotham Knights was 1,000% a live service game that then pivoted after Avengers flopped.
Which I mean, they said when the game was announced that hey guys, is Gotham Knights it's live.
I say
yeah,
like I call BS because they only said that after the reception was clear for Avengers of how in advance the game was said to be live service, and E3 at 2019 that's how they promoted. But then we didn't see Gotham Knights until 2020, and that's when they said, oh, it's not live service. It's no, it's fine. But then they saw afterwards what went wrong with the formulaic structure of Avengers and just said, let's get rid of this. But Gotham Knights could be one thing. Suicide Squad, I definitely feel like that is... actually, we don't even know yet if it's live service or not. That's the problem. We still have no
problem,
yes. Or not, whether or not Suicide Squad... We know it's open world. We know it's 4-player co-op, but we don't know if it is a live service game or not.
Yeah, that's the because the thing is that and also that actually reminded me both of the people that were in charge of Rocksteady, Jamie Walker and Sefton Hill, they left.
They left.
They announced they left the studio.
Not natural. That'd be like. So for a comparison, because all you guys are Spider-Man fans in the chat, which I understand and fully respect, but it'd be like saying if Brian Intar came out one day with Ryan Smith, who's the game director for Spider-Man PS4, and what they said, we're leaving Insomniac. We're resigning. We're going to let the other guys in the team take charge. Wouldn't that not just be the biggest red flag you've ever seen? Because that's what I get from Jamie and Sefton leaving from Rocksteady. Because Suicide Squad's still not out yet. It got delayed several times. Or I guess just one time. But it's been lacking gameplay footage several times for these events and these showcases. Just small trailers, really, just showing bits of the story, and that's it. And it looks like Avengers, again. So I'm not really excited for what this could be.
I don't know. I mean, I can understand that. I'm a little bit more faithful because Rocksteady has made 3 great games, so it's like I have more faith than like something like Montreal. So it's like for me, because I'm looking at, I'm like, yeah, this does look genuinely fun. Honestly, like the shooting looks pretty smooth. It looks like it has a fun traversal mechanic. I don't know how Captain Boomer's a speedster. I'm not going to question that, but whatever. He can either suits me as teleportation, but it's like. It just looks like there's more going on than Gotham Knights. Like, Gotham Knights just looks very... That one looked very Avengers. Like, this one at least is like, you know, this one does like more stuff is happening, blasting enemies away, and it just looks more like chaotic fun, which is like, I'm okay with that, but...
And if the game is at least like, if Suicide Squad is at least like a linear game, like Guardians of the Galaxy, then I might actually be interested, because then it's like, okay... I'm hoping that it is like, you know...
Hey, are you seeing that guy just glitching out like crazy right now?
Yes. What is going on?
Wait, what?
There's a guy just having a panic
There was
attack
some guy that was just glitching like crazy.
Yes.
Oh god. No, but like if it's a linear game, then that's fine, because then at least I don't have to worry about anything.
Sorry, there you were.
If the game is live service, then I'm gonna be like really like concerned about it, because it's like guys, have you not seen what happened to Avengers? you know that live service games is not the clear model to follow. You know, like you literally have like 2 or 3 years of development, and you could easily use that time to remove the live service. But if you're still relying on that live service stuff, I don't know. Like something tells me that's gonna backfire. Really,
I just see it as like such a big Chad move coming from Monolith and EA, where they're like, we don't even have a single like gameplay in-engine trailer of Wonder Woman yet. I mean, the trailer was obviously CG, but like the first Wonder Woman trailer. But they went on record saying like 5 critical things. They said 1, single player; 2, action adventure; 3, open world; 4, narrative driven; and 5, nemesis system. Boom. Game of the year.
Boom.
It's over.
Game of the
like,
year.
Already, right off the bat, you don't even see any gameplay, but you know the excitement level for that Wonder Woman game is unpalpable compared to Suicide Squad, where they still haven't confirmed what the hell it is. They just said co-op, and that's it. Open world, I guess, as well.
Well,
that's literally all we know. Like
that's all we know. Yeah, exactly.
Co-op and open world, and it's the Suicide Squad fighting the Justice League. That's it. Okay.
That's okay, but like. What is your game, sir? Exactly. It's like what is it? Is it live service? Like is it like single player with co-op elements? Like I need more. I need details, sir. Details. Details is what matters the most. And sadly, we did not get any. At least not to like a specific level. And so I'm just kind of like concerned and worried with how Suicide Squad might end up being. Like again, I would love to be proven wrong, but I'm begging, I'm hoping that Rocksteady can do something at least solid with Suicide Squad. I had the same fate for Gotham Knights, and well, look at what happened. So I don't know. I guess we just have to wait and see, because that's the other thing.
We keep tumbling down the same rabbit hole and over again. Eventually, it's gonna get old, and it has. It got old ever since Avengers came out, which was 2 years ago, but now it's just like, we gotta move past these monotonous games, which is why, EA made the baller move, say, you know what, oh my god, Franco, you're down, I'm gonna, Black Panther.
It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, Black Panther's got it, it's okay.
I was gonna get you, but then I just automatically went to a takedown. EA made the baller move to say, hey, Iron Man and these other EA Marvel games that we're making are all single-player action adventures. We don't know if it's open world yet, it doesn't sound like it will be, but at the very least, we do know it's not. None of them are live service, and none of them will have microtransactions, because it doesn't seem like it will, based on the fact that it's single-player narrative structure. Just like Jedi Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order was a single-player action-adventure game, and it did not have microtransactions. And EA knows that that's one of their best games, so they're going to do the same thing with these Marvel games. At least 3, they said, and they went on the record saying at least 3. Is insane. So they are fully aware what works and what doesn't work, and that's why I have faith in this Iron Man game from Motive. Plus, it's not even EA's game; it's Motive's game. EA's just a publisher, but Motive are the creatives behind the project itself.
Yeah, and I'm actually impressed that they gave such a big character to a studio that only has like 2 projects so far, like Star Wars Squadrons and the Dead Space remake coming out next year. Yeah. So like they only have 2 projects, but the fact that they actually were so confident in giving this character to Motive is like really like, it must be like outstanding. It must be like
they have a lot of faith.
Yeah, they must have like a lot. It must have like a lot of faith in them. And as just Evan said, like it's gonna be a multi-game deal. Like it's gonna be at least it could be 3 games in total. So that means Iron Man. The next game that is rumored it's been rumored it's going to be a Black Panther game. At least that's the one that it's been rumored about in this deal. And then the third one, we don't know anything about it. Although I'm hoping it is Bucky Marvel Nemesis 2 or a remake of Marvel Nemesis.
It's time. Or whoa, the camera freaked out again. Oh man, this game is.
Yeah, mine freaked out a little bit too.
I'm shocked that the game has not crashed yet, to be honest.
Well, it only crashed on me once so far at the beginning of the stream.
Oh man.
Better hope it doesn't reveal your IP
hold on for dear life. Yeah, exactly.
That's terrible.
Oh my god. Oh my god, your ID, your ID icon has been showing on the screen. Like, oh my god, when that happened, I was like,
Oh,
bro, Evan.
oh, sorry, I was just gonna read Blasty's comment real quick. Evan, I don't know if you know, but whoever is writing Spider-Man comics has ruined the character. Man, I'm really asking Norman for help because he's losing the Vulture of all people. Hashtag not my Spider-Man. Yes, I have not been caught up with all of the recent stuff, but I have seen the gist of what the newest thing is going on. I know that character Paul, which is like MJ's new husband slash
Jesus
daddy
Christ.
because they have kids, and it's just like disgusting. I thought because I'm personally okay. I like aspects of Superior Spider-Man, but I don't like the after effects of what Superior Spider-Man did to the universe because they're still playing catch up with trying to refix what Superior did during that time. It took them like years just to fix the whole arc with MJ and Peter trying to get back together or whatever. And then Nick Spencer kind of dropped the ball too. But yeah, this new guy, this Paul dickhead, not good. And just the thing with the Norman Osborn Spider-Man thing, whatever's going on there, just a lot of weird stuff.
So basically, Evan, what you're saying is read Miles. Okay, bet.
Yes.
So read Miles.
Pretty much.
Is that what I'm saying? Like read, like read Miles. Is like that.
Read Miles. Read Miss Marvel. I think she has a good series. Read. I don't think they've done anything recently with the Fantastic Four or the X-Men set.
No.
No, but yeah, it's just Marvel Comics.
Or just read any of the older stuff.
Or read anything that's good that's old, exactly. Just read the good, better stuff.
That came out years ago, but...
That came out when I was a wee little boy with the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, which is the best, some of the best Spider-Man stuff you'll ever read. Except for the part where, there's a lot of weird stuff in that, but except for the part where he, not dies, but just when he comes back and they don't really kind of explain...
Oh my god, that was
something like the Oz formula or something. I'm like,
the Oz.
Okay.
Oh my god.
And also, like what they did to Venom after like in the last issues of Ultimate Spider-Man, like what they did with Venom, I was not a fan at all.
Well, it was just some random dickhead in the Symbiote. Who was his name? I brought him up in my top 5 comics you should read video before playing Spider-Man 2.
It was, I forgot his name, but he was the guy. Oh, wait a minute. I'm stupid.
He killed Betty Brant. He was like some scientist for Rocksteady or something, and he killed Betty Brant.
Yeah,
so double dickhead.
He was the one. Yeah, he was the one that helped make the spider that bit Miles.
Yes, he was part of that team, and then he got the Symbiote to go after Jefferson Davis because he had a grudge against him. And then when they killed him, you didn't find that out until like a little bit after the reveal. He was like, "Who the hell is this dickhead? Where's Eddie Brock?" And the whole time we were thinking it would be Eddie Brock, and it's just not.
Here it is. Here it is. His name is Dr. Conrad Marcus.
Conrad Marcus, yes. Dickhead Supreme.
Dickhead Supreme, yeah, and like
also known as Asshole Humongous.
It's so sad because the way Venom looks so good. Like he looks
fantastic,
really good.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, and it's so because there's no struggle. It's like, oh yeah, he just learned how to control the symbiote, and then it's like that's kind of it.
But it's the same thing that they kind of had going on in the Ultimate Spider-Man game, where Eddie just wants Peter because he has part of the symbiote in his bloodstream, which is why Peter has the headaches and stuff. But in the universe, it's like, well, wait, Miles bit. He just wants Spider-Man because he worked on him and all that. But it's like the symbiote needs you, is what he says. He needs you, Spider-Man.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because I'm over here like, why does he?
He's not related to the symbiote.
Miles never had the symbiote. It's like,
because I guess because just like the Spider-Man part, like the spider DNA or whatever, is making the symbiote more stable or something. But yeah, it was a lot in that. And then Rio dies inadvertently from Venom. He gets shot, but it's pretty much due to Venom.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Which makes me kind of nervous if they're actually going to go that far for in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Okay, and it's crazy because I was able to interview Jacqueline Pignol, who plays Rio Morales, and she's amazing. She's the best, and she loves the Spidey Squad. But also, I want that to happen. Sorry, Jacqueline, I'm sorry, but I want Rio to die from Venom's hands. Or from
that's messed up.
Through Venom. I know it's messed up, but you know why? Because it's going to create some amazing tension between Peter and Miles.
But why you gotta make Miles an orphan? His dad's already dead.
But so is Peter. But so is Peter, and that's why.
Peter's a grown man. He can handle it. Plus ratio. Okay,
plus ratio. Plus he has.
He can drink his problems away.
MJ, yeah, he can just get drunk. Also, he has MJ, so he has a little bit of emotional support. But Miles has Peter, I guess, is like sort of a brother figure, and he's kind of friends with MJ. But yeah, no one in his family side, unless he is dating Haley, the deaf girl. In the sequel, which I would love to see.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because that's cute. I'm like, I really hope that is canon. That's so cute. I mean, I guess he has Genki, and it's like, but it's like, and I guess he's he has his own parent, but it's like, listen, bro, listen, bro, he does not lose. I'm sorry, he does not need to lose another parent. Let his mom stay alive, okay? Yes. It's just like, dang, this man, like at least the kid is like, oh, he lost that man, but he had like years to deal with her. Miles is just like, I can't even legally drink. Can I at least?
I'm still processing
my graduation.
Yes, like
can I graduate with her? Nah, she gotta die. Dang. Nah.
Who knows? Someone. I mean, you gotta know. I mean, that's the thing, though. But you have to understand, someone is dying in this game. I don't know who. I don't think it's Peter.
I do believe.
I would be shocked if it's
Harry.
Peter.
I'm calling it right
Harry
now.
For
it's
sure.
Gonna be Harry.
Mm-hmm. Who else is?
When funny Jameson died.
Wait. Would Yuri die? I just realized. Would Yuri die? Yuri Watanabe?
That could be interesting. That's an interesting.
How about Kurt Connors? Because he's trying.
That's true.
That'll be. I mean, that will be anticlimactic. Honestly.
They got to build him up. If they do that, they have to build up his character really well for a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think it's gonna be Dr. Connors. I think he's gonna probably survive in the game. So
maybe he'll become maybe he'll become the Lizard because maybe Harry will turn into Venom and Connor gets stressed out and becomes the Lizard, like how it was in some iterations. I'm just saying. Although y'all remember people said that they thought Yuri was gonna be the Tinker and Miles. I'm like,
I do remember that because I was one of those people. I did a video about with my buddy Carlos because I'm like, God, what if he becomes the Tinker? Because like the jackets, because we were all like looking at the jackets, like they look the same, don't they? Don't they look the same? It's like, isn't this could happen? I don't know. But then they did the same thing where it's like it's not Finn Mason, the male Tinker. It's Phineas Mason, the male Tinker. It's Finn Mason, Miles' childhood best friend. You know, like, wow, that's a different take on the character. So who knows? Like they could do a totally different thing with Yuri Watanabe is Wraith. Maybe she becomes Wraith in a different way. I mean, it's heavily teased in the DLC. She's going to be Wraith, but who knows? Maybe they might do something different with her. We have no idea. But that's why it's all exciting because it's all fresh and new takes. DC, take notes.
Write that down. Dude, that's your homework for today, DC.
Yes. Study what works and what doesn't.
Test will be on Monday.
Actually, speaking of which, you did say, oh, you don't want to see a game about he's like Black Adam or something like that, or you say Shazam, because I'm like, okay, I understand that, but you can say that for a lot of characters. Like, I don't really know anyone who was out here be like, yo, I really want a Guardians of the Galaxy game, and the only reason I feel people say is because of the movie. But I'm like, sometimes, sometimes a lot of great games can be in the most unexpected places. Let's be honest. Guardians of the Galaxy was not really getting a lot of positive reception when it was first announced. Let's just be honest.
Because of Avengers. But that's because only of Avengers. Because people were because it was still published by Square Enix, so they were wondering whether or not the game would be in that same boot of the camp category. Like, wow, Avengers sucked, therefore Guardians will suck. And it's like, no, because it's a different developer. But if the character is worth a game to be focused on them, they have to make it that's why I'm not looking forward to the Suicide Squad game, because I'm just not a fan of those characters. Maybe someone is a super diehard fan of those characters. That the game has to prove itself. So you're right in the sense, like, if they announce a Black Adam game or a Shazam game, it's like, I'm not really a big fan of those characters, but if the game looks great, then I'll be, totally change my mind.
Because honestly, that kind of really I was hoping Gotham Knights was gonna be, because I was looking at the reception people were having for it, and I'm thinking, because remember, Guardians of the Galaxy people bad to the game. And even if people are like, oh yeah, you just play a Star Wars, that's lame. They look like diet MCU counterparts. They want to be the MCU so bad, like Avengers.
Yes.
There's gonna be another Avengers, and then when it came out, it was like, oh, it's actually good. And I was like, please. Like when I got that, I was like, I hope Gotham Knights is the same thing.
Right.
I took a leap of faith, and then I fell right on my face. I'm like, no, this is mid. What is this? No,
this is terrible. Why? Yes,
mid.
This is so meh. So why did you do this to me?
Commander Hill felt bad for leaving me out of your last.
And then all of a sudden,
I guess you could say
it goes on to win, not only win best narrative, but also won, I think, like best soundtrack at some other award show, and then now it's nominated for a Grammy. So it's like, this is what you do. You just allow the developers, the creators behind it, to do what they do best, and allow them to thrive in their own environment, and not be tied down by anything else. Also, Franco, and everyone else watching. By the way, everyone watching, the 34 people watching, that's not anyone. But thank you for staying tuned and for watching. I highly appreciate it. Leave a like on the stream. Share it if you would. By the way, go follow Franco and Ghosty and JP on Twitter and YouTube because they are the best. But also, this is probably going to be the last mission because we've been streaming for over 3 hours. So, and we've pretty much just been doing the same thing as Bucky, just leveling him up, showing up his moves, and fighting bosses with enemies, which is exactly what Avengers is. And that's all we ever do in this game. So let me know in the chat, in the comments, what do you think of Bucky? Have you played him, or if you've been watching me play him, what do you think of his powers? Do you think he looks like a Captain America, Black Widow clone, or looks like a Black Panther? Is he a Captain America and Black Widow clone? Because he absolutely is. Or do you think that he's a good character? Let me know your thoughts, please, and thank you. Would appreciate it.
Unless we actually like switch games and then we play Gotham Knights on the same stream.
And then we play Gotham Knights and we just fall into the same trap all over again.
Hang on, let me show you, because if you are gonna play it, let me know so that way I can that way it's like I'm here. I got you. Let's suffer together.
We'll have someone to suffer with, exactly. I'll probably have Franco and you and maybe Andrew, Spidey Outcast, if he's available at some point, to join in as well. I might stream it tomorrow. I don't know for sure, but I will see if I'm willing to play
that's perfect. That's perfect, because I don't work tomorrow, and I don't work Thursday. I work Friday, so I got to work around there. So let me make sure it's updated. Where is Midnight's at? Not Midnight Sun. There. It's getting updated.
Gotcha.
I'd be curious to hear what happened between you and Mr.
Oh yay!
Oh boy!
Can you it's like yay? Can you can you not assault me and give me my money back?
Yes. Is there a way to, when we beat Heroic Assault Mode, will we get a refund for the game?
Turned out.
Is that what the end challenge is? You get the full $70 refund package.
You can ask PlayStation to give you a refund on Gotham.
Exactly. Well, I bought it physically, so I'm already screwed.
Oh fuck.
GameStop will take it back for 10 cents.
For 10 cents, yeah, plus tax. So
that really is
5 cents.
GameStop, power to the players. Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? More like power to their wallets. But yeah. Oh man. Take on this guy who's right next to me. Come on. I think I fully upgraded Bucky's. I don't know about you, Franco, but I think I fully upgraded Bucky's standard attacks and his special attacks already.
Yeah, like I've already gone through the first skill tree, so now I'm doing the second one.
Nice.
So.
Oh wait a minute. There was one interesting little show you gave Evan. I'm like, we're gonna talk to Evan about this. It was your top 10 the Spider-Man games, right? And I'm like, okay, so if I'm okay, and then we got to the top 5, and I'm like, wait a minute now, because like you were like, oh, number 4, Miles Morales, number 3, Ultimate Spider-Man, number 2.
Oh, the short video I did. Yeah.
Look at the shorts. I'm like, you're my homie, but at the same time, I don't know if I agree with this.
Yes. This is where friendly battles turn into wars when people fight against their ranked Spider-Man games.
I mean, remember when people were like going insane just because Evan Peralta doesn't like MCU Spider-Man?
Yes.
Oh my god, that was a whole nother thing.
Meanwhile, I was just totally not right, but I'm just like I still stand by the notion of how Far From Home is a terrible movie. But that's neither here nor there. What is here and there is JP, what the list. So why do you think Miles should be higher? You mean, or like what was the issue?
Yeah, maybe.
Hang on, just give me 1 second, because I have to help someone out with groceries. Just give me like 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll be back. All right? I'm not leaving.
That's JP's excuse on how he's going to come back with a debate. why friend or foe should be number one. I understand.
Why Edge of Time should be number one.
Oh my God. That one doesn't.
If I ever see somebody put Edge of Time as their favorite Spider-Man game of all time, I want to have a sit. I just want to talk. I'm gonna be like Peter Griffin. I just want to talk to him. And I'm just loading up the shotgun. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
No. The correct answer is The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man game to ever.
Oh my lord. I think all.
I just want to talk to him.
Edge of Time, TASM 2,
containers he uses
and
not friend or foe, because you cannot hate on friend or foe.
That's in a league of its own. There was one other Spider-Man game I didn't like. Was it? No, I like aspects of Spider-Man 3.
Patch me in, Jarvis.
I like the movie Tiny Games.
That's it.
Remember me?
No, Edge of Time. Oh, no, we already mentioned Edge of Time.
Edge of Time, TASM 2, and there was one more. I feel like that deserves to be a bit of Spider-Man games.
Spider-Man PS4. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah.
Isn't it
remaster with
isn't it like Friend or Foe or something like that? It's like Friend or Foe, isn't that?
No, there was one more. It was like, it wasn't Ultimate Spider-Man. It wasn't the PS1 games, because I like both of those. I mean, the first one's better than Enter Electro, but Enter Electro is still good. So it's not bad.
Spider-Man 2002?
Just truly bad Spider-Man games. Oh! The Amazing Allies edition for Web of Shadows.
Oh my god.
By the way, you're holding an invisible gun for some reason.
I was. That was weird. Yeah, that's it. So the top three. Amazing Allies edition for Web of Shadows.
Not so
TASM 2 and Edge of Time. Those are the
And
top
never
three
forget
words.
the disrespect that Greg Miller scored the Amazing Allies edition over the regular version of Web of Shadows.
You know what's funny? I met him. I know.
I remember you told me that.
The Game Awards, and he was on the plane ride that my mom and I were on. That we were going to the Game Awards, and we saw him in the plane seat. Like, that's Greg Miller, and I said that, like, are you Greg Miller? He's like, yes, I am. We're like, oh, and he was happy to see someone recognized him, and the person next to him was like happy, like, oh, you know who Greg Miller is? Like, yeah, I love him. Like, great. But then I was like, in the back of my mind, I wasn't thinking it while I was talking to him, but like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna have words with you for just seeing We'll talk later, but yeah, like I
was thinking like Evan meeting Greg Miller, but then in his mind he's like just murdering Greg Miller in the worst possible way.
Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm just saying, it's like Evan at the back of his mind. He's basically Homelander, like the meme with Homelander, where like you hear, like his hearing is like you hear like the high pitch, and he's like just so like straight faced. That's Evan.
That and when he's in the movie theater.
That's Evan. He's in the movie theater. Oh, takedown opportunity.
Dead eyes. Oh, Bucky on Bucky action. It's the same move with each other. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's basically Evan. He's basically Homelander in the movie theater.
That's hilarious.
Wait, what's that random string?
I knew, like, there was one more bad Spider-Man game. What was it? Yeah, the Amazing Allies edition.
Avengers. There's an elevator ahead of you.
Which is insane. Because you know how they did that where it's nowhere bad as how it.
Oh, there's a chest over here. Wait. Come here, there's a chest.
Nowadays, it's nowhere near as bad as what it was back then. Because like you can get Miles Morales on PS4 or PS5. Same thing. Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, PS4, PS5. So they look just as good on PS4 as they do on PS5. Just PS5 looks obviously much more better and performs better, right? But back then, they couldn't even do that at all. So they had to make completely new games for the cross-gen, titles for people who didn't yet have a PS3 or an Xbox 360. So they made, here's the PS2 version of Spider-Man Web of Shadows, which is a completely different game. And then, here's the PS2 version of Spider-Man 3, which is also a completely different game. Because remember, there was like all those different versions of Spider-Man 3 that came out for PS3, DS, PS2, Game Boy.
I'm here to assist you.
And Spider-Man
In
2
any way
on
that I
PC
can.
is much different than its console.
Oh my
release.
God, yes.
I am sorry,
Absolutely.
Avengers.
That's hilarious.
I didn't
Oh, yeah.
expect it to hit me this hard.
Okay.
Yeah, like I actually remember.
Whoa!
I actually.
Whoa! Look at Bucky's
Whoa.
waist.
I want to be.
Whoa!
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck?
What's going on?
What is going on
Whoa.
here?
Oh my God!
Wait, what happened? What happened? What happened?
First off,
What
I'm still holding the
happened?
invisible gun. Second off, Bucky's waist just did a Twizzler's twist and just did a corkscrew, and it looked very painful.
Jesus Christ! No, but like no, but just gonna say, I had the PS2 version of Web with Shadows, but thank goodness that I never touched it because when I saw what it actually was, I was like,
I
what
played
the?
it, and it was not good. Actually, well, I played it, but I played it on my PSP. Because it was also on the PSP, the Amazing Allies edition, and that was when I had a PSP at the time, and I also had the Spider-Man 2 movie tie-in game, it was also on PSP, and that was just the Spider-Man 1 movie tie-in game on PSP pretty much, but the Spider-Man 2. Because they
Yeah,
have
but
the
that was
same level structure, and like even the opening mission's pretty much exactly how Spider-Man 2000, the first movie tie-in game, opens, where you're on the roof and the skulls and all that, but it's like, it's not the skulls, but the combat's exactly the same. You also fight Vulture in that game as well, which is hilarious. So,
I have Ultimate
kinda
Spider-Man on
crazy,
the I have Ultimate Spider-Man on the DS and also Battle for New York as well.
yeah,
Battle for New York.
I played the Game Boy version of
basically,
Ultimate Spider-Man, and it was great, but I did not play Battle for New York because I
Although,
Okay.
supposedly
get over the
that
fact like you can't play as Venom, you can only play as Green Goblin. Like that's a downgrade in my opinion. Like I want to play as Venom again.
Yeah.
because Battle for New York is supposed to be like the sequel to Ultimate Spider-Man, the
Is it a
game.
sequel or is it a prequel?
It's a prequel.
Oh, it's a
Because it
prequel.
handles because it explains how like Norman turned like into Green Goblin.
How he got there.
And
Does it
yeah,
explain how he
and then
got to
also
the Latvian embassy?
yeah,
Okay, so yeah, that's why.
and
makes
like
more sense
like
to
it had
play
Silver
the
Sable in the game as well, and Kingpin.
Oh, Kingpin too? Oh,
Kingpin.
wow.
Yeah.
Kingpin.
So easy.
And he's so big. No, wait, that's already a trailer.
That's all of them, yeah.
That's all. No. I mean, Into the Spider-Verse Kingpin. I would say probably the big.
It's a whole other Kingpin on his own. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Chungus over there.
It's like it's like how the hell does he go to the bathroom?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Do you remember that
Oh
meme
shoot!
of,
I'm
like,
sorry.
of, like,
That's okay.
do you remember that meme of like everyone in 2018 apparently beat Wilson Finn's Daredevil Miles and beat you? It's like, oh, you're so clean.
Yeah, everyone in 2018 was Kingpin. We beat you.
Yeah, Daredevil, Insomniac, Spider-Man, and then Spider-Verse Miles.
That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Now imagine like imagine if it actually if Spider-Man was to feature like a Venom character, then it would be like like Spider-Verse, Miles beats Venom, and then Insomniac.
Yes.
Like that'd be funny if actually that was the case.
Oh god, I can't see anything through the smoke.
I know, I can't see what's going on. The guys are in the air getting really susceptible to takedowns though, so that's how
imagine if
I'm already at full health.
imagine if at the Game Awards the game that wins Game of the Year is The Last of Us remake.
Imagine. Imagine.
I mean,
like,
technically it
5
only has one
nominations.
nomination, which is probably gonna win, like for best accessibility options.
God of
It's
War?
gonna win. No, Last of Us.
Oh, is that a nomination?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
So that's the only nomination that game has. Thankfully.
Which is probably gonna win.
Like, it better not get like Game of the Year nominated. What did it nominate? There's God of War.
God of War, Elden
Ring.
Horizon,
Elden Ring. That
Stray,
one I feel like might win.
and
God of War
Xenoblade
doesn't.
Chronicles.
One of those. I think it's gonna be either Elden Ring or God of War. It's gonna be one of those two.
Yeah,
But
I'm worried. I feel like it's gonna be like the same thing on how it happened in 2018, where Red Dead got all the awards all the time, and then all of a sudden God of War won Game of the Year when it barely got any. Like, wait, okay. So I think Elden Ring is going to get a lot of awards, but then God of War.
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, come on, help us.
I got you.
Thank you, Frank.
But what's interesting is that Marvel Snap is actually nominated for Best Mobile Game.
Oh, wow. Well, Genshin's going to win.
Yeah, well, Genshin's obviously going to win because it's Genshin.
It's because it's Genshin.
Interesting enough, in the nomination of most hyped game of next year, of next year, Marvel Spider-Man 2 is not there. So.
Isn't this supposed to be
like I'm just over here. Like,
yeah, because it wasn't nominated for most anticipated game. I think it's because we haven't seen gameplay of it, but even then, it's like that's the one game people are looking forward to the most next year. Like the second God of War came out, it's like okay, Spider-Man 2 time. Here we go.
Like,
and we still
the gloves are off.
Yes.
The gloves are off. Because honestly, I don't really know of any PlayStation exclusive that's coming on 2023 besides Marvel Spider-Man 2.
I think that's the thing. I don't know if they were doing a PlayStation showcase, what PlayStation games could they market? We already have Horizons out, God of War is out, Last of Us Remake's out.
Yeah.
We know
Avengers,
Marvel Spider-Man
it's
2 and Marvel's Wolverine are coming out, but I don't think we're going to get anything on Wolverine because
it's
it's far too early, and also Spider-Man 2 is more prioritizing for its marketing. What other PlayStation games are coming out? That's the thing. We have
the only
they need a
thing
showcase
is, like,
to show what else they're working on.
I think Sucker Punch said they're working on Ghost of Tsushima 2, but like
probably
that's it though. Like, oh yeah, we're working on it, but it's obviously
we don't know
off right now.
We don't have anything to show off yet, exactly. And same thing with Hideo Kojima, his next project. Like we still don't know anything about it. So we have nothing for Sucker Punch so far, at least. Hideo Kojima, still mysterious as ever. We still don't know what his next project is. What other developers out there? Ben Studio, who worked on Days Gone. We don't know what their next project is. We know that Naughty Dog is working on the Last of Us multiplayer game. That's been confirmed for a while ago. But we don't know if that's going to be for next year or for 2024 or whatever.
Right.
But speaking of the PlayStation Showcase...
Hey, our boy Andrew is in the party.
Oh, Andrew!
Sorry, Andrew, but right when you join, we're going to stop streaming because we've been streaming for over nearly 3.5 hours, I think, so it's...
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit after the stream's over, but we are almost done, but I'm going to go to the helicarrier really quick. I know Franco's here, but I was going to do this by myself. But to go talk to Natasha, because that's going to forward Bucky's little story here, whatever it is.
Oh, I'm here with you. Let's go.
You are, yes.
But no, going back to the PlayStation Showcase. What's up, Andrew? Hello, Andrew?
I think he's
Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear him.
Oh, there.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
I just joined in the party, and it's funny because I'm literally on my lunch break.
Two
right
Bucky's
now,
in Natasha's room. It's literally her dream.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Unless
unless one of us becomes Steve Rogers, and we
Uh-oh. Right.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what is the objective? Interact with Black Widow's music box in her room. We just did. I guess we have to be solo for us to do this.
What?
Oh wait, before we end it, let's go see if we can pick up Thor's hammer.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see if Bucky's is worthy.
Let's see. Is he worthy?
I don't need you to tell me. I know.
Maybe you'll be... Oh, almost.
Oh, he can move it!
Oh.
Oh, he can move it! Like slightly, like Steve.
Did it actually budge?
Yeah, like it tilted. Can you...
I don't think I can grab it for some reason. Oh,
what?
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
For some reason it wasn't popping.
Yeah, look.
Slight budge. Oh! Wow. So Bucky is slightly worthy. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Well, I'm going to take out this knife and apple and eat it instead, so... Fantastic. I don't need a hammer. I got this knife and apple instead. Alright, guys. So... Oh, you can do it again? Oh, can you do it? Is that a new thing that they added, that you can do it infinite amount of times? Because before you could only do it once.
Yeah. I mean, if they did, then that's cool.
Good on them,
But
yeah.
anyways...
Okay, wait. Have you been able to talk to Spider-Man on the helicarrier? I've never. Here he is. I've never been able to talk to him.
So you use more than one die.
Where is he? Oh, he's over. Oh, he's over here for me. No, he's over. Oh, there he is.
He's in the kitchen.
What's it whipping up in the kitchen?
Oh my god, what does Spider-Man?
Dude, they're freaking talking about D&D again.
Oh, they're like a little.
The little
Bucky plays Bucky plays
die.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
Why does Spider-Man sounds weird in this thing? Other time because it's not voiced. Because it's not voiced by Yuri Lowenthal.
Our boy Mishima from Persona 5. He voices Spider-Man. Sean Chiplock. For some reason, I've never been able to see Spidey just hanging around in the helicarrier. I thought he was just. It didn't work for me, but I guess this is where he hangs out. Okay.
He's just whipping it. He
didn't even comment on his metal arm. He just talked about D&D for some reason.
I guess that's because they haven't they didn't record any specific dialogues.
A closeted a closeted LARPer where he just cosplays in public. As dragon-themed characters and D&D characters. All right, guys, there's only 20 of you watching. That's okay. We've been streaming for over 3 hours, and it's Avengers. I understand, but thank you. And Andrew just joined, but it's the thought that counts. Leave a like, share the stream if you enjoyed. I would highly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to Franco, my main man, partner in crime, amazing guy. Also, go subscribe to him on his channel, Stealth Gamer 26, 026, my bad. And follow him for all updates for Marvel games, superhero games, and other amazing content, because he definitely deserves it. And for teaming up with me during this stream that made it that much more fun. Ghosty was here, and our boy JP, and of course our other amazing guy, Andrew, Spidey Outcast, is here as well. But we do have to call things off since we have been streaming for over 3.5 hours. So yes,
almost 4 hours.
Almost 4 hours. We have been doing a lot. We are pretty much... We've explored everything Bucky has. He's just Captain America and Black Widow morphed into one. I would say do not waste your time with it. I mean, we played it for your enjoyment, so you can see us suffer. But if you like the game, that's fine. I mean, if you're a fan of Avengers, that's great. We're happy for you. But use your time wisely is all I'll say. So if you want to play Avengers, dive into this. Have fun with it.
Be wise like me.
I would recommend playing something else personally. But with all that said, everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry I haven't uploaded a video in nearly 2 weeks. It's just sadly there hasn't been any news. But I might make a video on that Troy Baker Daredevil thing. I mean, we've already known that. I mean, that's been going on for a while, but it was brought up again recently. So I might make a video on that. Troy Baker says he wants to make a Daredevil game. Andrew was asking, what am I talking about? So for those of you who don't know, Troy Baker says he would love to star and potentially direct a AAA Daredevil game, which would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Because, you know, he plays Hulk in Avengers, and Bruce Banner specifically in Avengers. Darren DePaul plays Hulk in Avengers. But he's also, of course, Simon Krieger and Miles Morales, Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Knight.
The Topher Grace knockoff.
Topher Grace, and of course Joel from last... Troy Baker's Troy Baker. You guys know who Troy Baker is. So he's saying he would love to either star or direct a Daredevil game from Marvel, which would be great. So we would love to see that. Let me know if you want me to do a video on that. I would be more than happy to. At least it's something Marvel games related to talk about. And I did a video already on the DC Games news, so that's already over and done with. We're waiting for Marvel Spider-Man 2, boys. That's where we're at right now. We're just waiting for news for Marvel Spider-Man 2. We've been doing our best to keep the hype alive, but with no news, it's kind of hard to stay excited. But we're all excited, so that's not going to change. But we're just hoping to happen soon. We can only keep our fingers crossed.
And then if you want, guys, tomorrow we can have Evan suffer even more so by playing the new 4 co-op mode of Gotham Knights.
Oh my god, yes. I can suffer even more if you guys want me to play Gotham Knights Heroic Assault. I will try to see if I will. We'll see. And maybe Franco and Andrew can join me, and JP, all in Gotham Knights, 4 players. That'd be fun. But I call dibs on Batgirl, by the way. But let me know what you guys think. Again, leave a like on the stream, share it if you'd be so kind to. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more Marvel games, live streams, videos like this in the future. And of course, for any and all Marvel Spider-Man 2 news or Marvel games news in general, I'll be your guy, as well as all these amazing other Spidey Squad members who I'm lucky enough to be joined with today. Any final words, guys, before we sign off completely? Andrew, JP, Ghost.
I'm gonna let Franco speak first, as always.
Okay, Franco.
No,
what
no,
you
it's
got?
okay. No, I got nothing.
You're not gonna
just,
plug
you know,
anything? Not gonna.
I
plug
mean,
your
yeah,
channel?
sure. If you want, I mean, if you want to subscribe to me, YouTube.com/StealthGamer026. Don't
There you
forget
go.
capital with a capital S and a capital G. And you can also follow me on Twitter at StealthGamer026 as well.
There you go.
I'll keep you guys up to date on everything relating to Marvel games like Marvel Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Wolverine, and maybe if you guys want me to, I'll cover the EA Marvel games or the Amy Hennig Black Panther Captain America game. You know, just you want to keep up to date on all those games? I'm your go-to guy. Once again, YouTube.com/StealthGamer026 and follow me on Twitter at StealthGamer026.
GP.
I'm just happy that Evan.
Before I give my final thoughts.
I'm just
ordering some food right now on my lunch break.
Jesus. Okay, GP. Do you have any final thoughts?
Well, yeah, I just want to say thank you for Evan for allowing me to be here and everything. As for my final thoughts, no problem. Just follow my friend MCU man. That's at MCU_MAN on Twitter. He's a great guy.
It's an underscore, not a hyphen.
Yeah, no, the hyphen is like the banner title name or whatever, but the ad part is underscore. My bad. He'll have an Iron Man profile picture, and yeah, check out his content. He makes YouTube videos, and just happy for letting me be on here. Everyone stay safe, and buy Sonic Frontiers or God of War Ragnarok. They're much more worth your time than Avengers or Gotham Knights, so
yes,
have fun with that as well.
1000%. Yes.
Yeah, and then Andrew, do you want to get your final thoughts, even though you just joined into the stream?
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I don't know if I really missed much, to be honest, but it doesn't seem like I have as usual. But I'm just glad to be able to join the stream while I was on my lunch break. But yeah, I was glad to at least make it to the end of the stream as always, and I don't really got anything else to say, so there's that, I guess.
Well, for me, well, as always, it was a pleasure talking to these boys, talking to Evan, to Franco, to GP. Always a pleasure with these boys, and follow me on my Twitter. I'll probably gonna because I'm actually I just started I uploaded my first edited YouTube video. I finally found an edited software that I can use to edit videos, so definitely it's better content for my channel. It's just look at me up as just Ghosty, just simple as that on YouTube, and then you will find my videos there. And it's been a pleasure, and just enjoying seeing Evan suffer as always.
Yes. My pain is your pleasure, as is always. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching again. Leave a like, subscribe, share, comment, tweet, donate if you're so inclined, but you don't have to, but it's very much appreciated. And thank you all to all who did donate, like JP, and I believe True Believer as well was another $2 donation. Thank you so much. Very, very appreciated. Not needed, but I highly, highly thank you for all your support, as well as just taking your time out of your busy days to sit down and watch me have fun, I guess, with this game. And just sharing that fun with all you guys makes it all the more worthwhile. And hopefully we will get some news soon, whether that be for Spider-Man or Marvel games. And of course, Midnight Suns does come out on Friday, so I will be streaming that when that does launch. So hopefully it'll be enjoyable. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it's fun, and we will see what is going on with that soon. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Stay merry, Marvelites, and peace out.
Peace!
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.